been good, the filly by McCardle for Crandell Getty, the winner of 3 from 14. I saw a stat this week that last weekend, 63% of favourite harness horses, so across all of the harness racing last weekend, 63% of the favourites won. That's a rather staggering stat, isn't it? Anyway, 6, 8, 7 and 1. 6, 8, 7 and 1. Jason Tees has lined them up in the last year. Pretty safe. If you just take runners 6, 7 and 8, I think you should be confident of getting that last leg. So, we've come up with a way that you can play it. If you've got a greenie in your wallet, a $20 note, then you can get involved this way, according to us. And here it is. The first leg, race number 7. Short, we're going to take Vidika and Bodine Cheeky Chick and leave it at that. So hopefully get through that one only with limited numbers. To the second leg, here's Shifty's the blowout horse for mine with Nathan Williamson, High Gun and runner 4 as well. 3, 5 and 8 in the third leg, Janami Castleton, Valmain and Another Love. We've left out Miss Pegasus and Monet, but I've got a theory about that race. I'll talk a little bit later on about that with Jason T, see what he thinks. And then we've gone with Al Razza and Irish Cath. We've potted She's a Shark in the last. That might inspire Nathan Williamson. Hey, if you can afford to stick it in, it'll probably drop the percentage down to about 22%. But if you go 6, 7 and 8, you'd be extremely confident. I'm going with 6 and 7, so we get a decent percentage of it, 37%. Spend your $20, and that's the way I think you should play Wanganui, and we are pretty close to a start. 4 minutes and counting from race number 4, where the favourite is Jumpin' Sally, and it is jumping from the red rug here. 240, 140, both totes. $6.50 about Crystal Wave, $7 Kinetic Rio, $6.50 Matilda's Babe, and $9 at Power Sasha. 1, 4, 5 and 3, the numbers with Darryl Robertson. It is the first leg of the treble. In the second leg, good support for Big Time Chip out of the 2. Rhoda Vegas Sparky, they appear to be the 2 most supported. And the third leg, Aldonza, who's won 5 from 7, including her last 2. And this one trained out of the Paul Freeman, Angela Turnbull, Foxton kennel, appears to be the best backed in the last, along with probably Alamein Duke. It has good support and does race particularly well at Wanganui. Jumpin' Sally, 125, not bad, 350, the red versus the pink, option 1004. Darryl Robertson will be with us any moment, and he'll tell us that Jumpin' Sally should be the one to beat here. The winner of 7 from 58, including that last start winning performance a week ago from box 2. Darryl gets out of the red rug tonight, and that last start performance never looked like getting beaten.
Yes, you did right there too, Greg, and off the inside, and take a look at the box 1 stats, 8 starts, 3 wins and 5 minors, and it will be very hard to beat. Did the job well in her heat here last week, and even if she drew box 2 again, she would be a big hope. But the fact that she jumped into box 1, and she is a true box 1 specialist, Jumpin' Sally, and I think she will be very hard to beat. And it did make it my best bet of the night. $2.40, $2.40 the tote as well, off the inside, and looking to cash in with that specialist box of 1. Kinetic Rio's been in good form, always a very good bitch to follow in this grade in Class 3 company. Kinetic Rio finishing second and behind Jumpin' Sally last week. And tough draw for Kinetic Rio. Had box 3 last week, but into box 4. 2 in the race, 4 Don Kettlewell and Nev Phillips. I've also got the 6 Alamein Jar. Normally you do see this dog line up over the 520 metres. Sprinted up in the heat last week and ran a good race. Settled at midfield, but rushed home for second and behind Matilda's Babe in the other heat, and well, probably better over 520 metres, but the sort of dog that can finish over the top, and he has stacks of ability too. And that was his first run since May, so no doubt will line up tonight and will be seen over the 520 metres possibly next time, Alamein Jar. And Kinetic Rio, you'd probably see that going a little bit forward than Alamein Jar, but both good chances if they get the right runs here for Don and Nev. Rebel Khan off the inside into box 2, ran 4th here in the heat last week. And that was from box 5, so a better box draw today for Rebel Khan. Has won twice from box 2. And won a Trent Agent, so good prospects of the night here at Rebel Khan. And has been on the track 4 times, just the one placing that was here last week. But obviously that was his best race here on the track, and looking to improve on that performance in the check rug tonight. And Rebel Khan is the outsider at this stage, 16s and 11s, but capable of it running a place for sure. Crystal Wave here for Bill Hodgson and Danny Meets, and a Crystal Wave also heat winner. And then lined up at the Manawa 2 on Monday, finishing up with a nice win there, and finishing over the top of Winfield Black. So Crystal Wave brings some very good form into this race, and obviously you're heading back up the grades again. Crystal Wave in this grade, always a top chance, and with the right run, Crystal Wave a winning hope in this for sure. 720 and 150, 650 the odds for the bookmakers. Matilda's Babe, also a heat winner. John MacArthur looking for 2 in a row, picking up the last one with Just You Wait. And Matilda's Babe, another one that has been higher up in the grades, and with the right run. One from box 7 last week, 2 box 7s and a box 6 prior, so it gets into the squeeze draw. Opawa Sasha for Robert Murray, also showing plenty of box speed last time out in that heat, up in 3rd placing, and out wide not bad for Brent Johnson. Hasn't missed a check from the outside 2 draws as yet, and Brent also looking for his 2nd win for the night. As they lock away now in the Wanganui Greyhounds.co.nz Class 3 final, very good field 2 for the 4th race. As they lock away for this, favourite off the inside, Jumpin' Sally, box 1 specialist, heat winner also. Bunny sent on its way. And racing, she took a flyer to Jumpin' Sally straight to the lead now, and going with it now is Kinetic Rio, and now looking to charge through the inside is Crystal Wave. Just up behind that now, getting a run through now is Rebel Khan. Back in the field now, we've got getting back. Willback is not bad. Also back now we go to Matilda's Bay's got back there with Alamay and Jaren Opawa Sasha. Out they come. Jumpin' Sally. Jumpin' Sally will just get this. Rebel Khan a good run. Then on crossing here, we would have had up very close here, Kinetic Rio, and not too far away, Crystal Wave. Then we go back to Alamay and Jar, and Matilda's Babe was also back. Opawa Sasha, and not bad, didn't show up at all. Well, she's just hang on, Jumpin' Sally. She jumped to the front. Kinetic Rio was giving plenty. Opawa Sasha was up there in that early call, and did go onto the drift. Getting a run through was Rebel Khan's gone a good race here for Trent Agent. And it will take ground off Jumpin' Sally close to the line. Jumpin' Sally just in front, and will just get there from the 2 Rebel Khan. Good run. And Kinetic Rio diving into 3rd ahead of the 3 Crystal Wave. They got away on the rest of the field. Jumpin' Sally held her line well. She got a good break off the back straight, but is just stuck on here, Greg, to take out the Class 3 final race 4, and making it win number 4 now in the red rug.
Yeah, very good performance. Too strong for them for John McInerney, the country's leading trainer. That's 3 wins for the day, and takes his total to 532 for the season. Back for race number 5, 1, 3, 5 and 7 are the numbers there with Daryl Robertson, and it'll be 10 past 6. We will have had a couple of harness races by then, including the first out of Alexandra Park, and our man regular at that venue, of course, is Craig the Whale Thompson. A little bit of precipitation about, they tell me, in the north this afternoon and early evening. As I say, a good evening to you, Craig.
Yeah, very good evening, Greg. Good if you're a duck, I can tell you that, mate. We've had plenty of rain in the city of Sales in the last probably 3 or 4 hours. It has just stopped in the last 15 minutes, Greg. So luckily at this stage, the track is okay. Down in the passing lane, a little bit waterlogged, but be interested to see how it plays out later in the program. Our feature tonight is the Direct Securities Winter Cup 2014 edition, a race that has been taken out by some very good horses in the past. The likes of Easy on the Eye last year, 2012, Fly Like an Eagle, Sterling Point 2011, of course, going back to Percy the Punter in 2010 for Morris McKendry. A race tonight, plenty of interest. You've got Norvik Nightowl starting off 35 metres. Stablemate sticks it to him off the front. Chuck and See You Mac, who set up that New Zealand record run for Lance with Lizzie last start, is an exciting field. That's race number 7, kicking off at 10 minutes to 8. Streamline Freight Drivers Challenge. Best back all day, Tony Hurley, 150 and a 140. They've taken a $10,000 bet on him. Option 531, Tony Hurley, with the drop likes of course, Russley Haste. He's got Sun Cheetah, Sunny Vacation. They'll all start favourite. I thought the best roughie, if you're backing your driver tonight, Todd Mitchell. He's got a really good book of drives. Earlier in the night, I caught up with him in race 1. He drives Belgambia, and this is what he had to say. Todd, you drive Belgambia in the first. Pretty good run first up. Last week, just trotted a little bit roughly?
Yeah, she didn't trot the same as she did a fortnight ago, but, in saying that, did a little bit of work too and faded on it, so obviously we know that we can't do any work. So if she goes back there, she win her first start and she just trots along, does everything right, probably a outside place chance.
Yeah, going through the night, I thought Todd had some nice drives. No standouts, but a lot of nice each-way chances. And he got 6 or 7 drives. He had around about $6.25. So if you don't want to take the $1.40 around Tony Hurley, maybe Todd Mitchell worth a lazy fiver. My best 3 of the night tonight. Very keen on Christy Brianna in race number 2 tonight. I think it's a standout. Race 2, number 7, Christy Brianna. I thought Mighty Flying Major, if you're playing into the Quatty in the pick 6 tonight, in race number 9. I thought he can make it 3 in a row in the north. And my best value tonight in the last, Amy's Invasion, $11 on the fixed odds. I thought she was an each-way chance. To me, that's downgraded. And 2,200 off the front tonight. Todd Mitchell takes the drive. I thought she was the best value in the night at around about $11. Head-to-head here, option 521. The early wicket versus Iwi Baldy. Nothing between these two because they're both good beginners. They both usually have good manners. And I think they'll both be at least trifecta chances. So 2.15, the early wicket, Iwi Baldy at $1.60. My numbers in race number 1, I'm going Monsignor on top. Thought he was good last week behind Cyclone Emily. Went down a short margin. He starts out wide off the front. I think it's a big advantage to him tonight over 2,200 metres. I think he's a great each-way chance. Of course, he was placed in the Jewels 3 starts ago. And, of course, he galloped 2 starts ago. So, for me, Monsignor gets his chance to break through maiden ranks. I thought Iwi Baldy, horse 5. Peter Ferguson takes the drive for Bill Darragh. Getting a lot more solid of late this son of Thanksgiving. I thought good each-way chance. Usually does it right. The early wicket, as I mentioned earlier, likely to go forward. Has good standing start credentials and should be on the speed throughout. And, of course, the southerner in the north, Zachary Smith. This horse is a bit of a journeyman. He's been Forbury Park. He's been to Richmond, Blenheim, Oamaru, and he's at Alexandra Park tonight. Richard Brosnan will take the drive for Ricky Allen. So my numbers in race number 1, I put 8 on top to beat runners 5, 4 and 7. Aaron Wright's numbers in the first, 8, 5, 9 and 4. 2 minutes out to the first might bring Aaron in. Aaron, Winter Cup tonight. A race that Easy on the Eye took out last year, and it's attracted a very good field tonight.
It certainly has, hasn't it? The likes of Rock and Roll Arden and sticks it to him off the front will make it interesting for, of course, last week's impressive Thames Cup winner in Norvik Nightowl, who's got to start from 35 metres behind. I thought Rock and Roll Arden, the filly, could be a big chance tonight in our feature race, the Winter Cup. Woodland Stud Trot to open the program, and in the first, Monsignor looking to go one better than he did last Friday night. I think he can. The son of Sundon, runner-up at the Jewels, of course. 3 starts back. Fergus Schumacher for Dad Brendan. We'll put in the 5. Iwi Baldy's been racing well enough to be considered an each-way chance here. Peter Ferguson. The 9, Lady J. Bernie Hackett. She's been running on well in her last 3 appearances, with clean manners throughout. Tonight could well be her night, Lady J, if she's close enough on the corner. And 4, the early wicket, battled on bravely for its 3rd placing last Friday night. 8, 5, 9 and 4. Craig, a couple of driving changes tonight. Peter Ferguson's picked up the drive. Race 5, number 4, Franco Nikau, the first leg of pick 6. Michael Blakemore, number 1, Betty Boop Brogden, race 9. So just note those. Simon McMullen not with us tonight. Race 5, number 4, Franco Nikau, now Peter Ferguson. Race 9, number 1, Betty Boop Brogden, now Michael Blakemore.
Yeah, thanks for that, Aaron. Yes, Simon McMullen not well tonight, so Fergie picks up 1 drive, and stable rep Michael Blakemore will pick up the drive on Betty Boop Brogden. So wishing Simon McMullen a speedy recovery, and to our mate Mick Guerin, I understand he's not very well during the week. So Mick, you've got Rosowski in tonight. Good luck with him and with her, and a get well soon to you as well. 30 seconds out for race number 1 tonight. Wooden Stud handicap trot, 2,200 metres. Outside those top 4, Lady J, agree with Aaron. just getting a little bit more solid of late, this 3-year-old filly. Of course, trained by Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett. Very good 2 starts ago behind Terrascova, and they trotted pretty quick that night, 2:53. She made up good ground, never got into it last start, but I think tonight, being off the unruly and out wide again, along with Monseigneur, gives her a chance to step away cleanly, and yes, certainly a top 4 chance. In behind the tape for the first, here's Aaron White's call on race number 1.
Thanks, Craig. To open the night, the Woodland Stud Trot, 2,200 metres. Home of record-breaking, history-making stallions. Square-gating stallions, Pegasus Spur and Crazed, along with American Ideal and Better's Delight, who picked up another couple last night at Cambridge. woodlandstud.co.nz. Triple Trio starts on race 2 tonight with that guaranteed $100,000 pool in the Triple Trio. Well worth getting involved there. Pick 6 starting on race 5 tonight, chasing $40,000, and the bonus Quatty with us tonight, race 7. The ribbon of light at Alexandra Park as the Square Gators face up to start a Frank Phelan. Woodland Stud Trot, 2,200 metres, and the Barrier Strand releases, and coming out strongly now to be the early leader is the Early Wicket. Cuts away by a good half a dozen lengths over Iwi Baldy. The first off stride now will be Lady Romper. Star Fillies up to 3rd. They're followed then by Zachary Smith. On its back as Zachary Smith goes for a gallop into the stables corner was the favourite Monseigneur. Lady J ducks down underneath Zachary Smith. They're followed then by Hurricane H. Further back in the field there as they work that first bend was Bell Gamby, and still off stride is Lady Romper. Up into the back straight they go, 1,700 metres left to trot, and the Early Wicket, as she likes to do, bowling along in front. She's 8 lengths in front here now over Iwi Baldy. 5 lengths Star Filly, 6 lengths Monseigneur, 3 lengths Lady J. There's 5 lengths away then to Hurricane H, and a lead time of 48.4, and a margin away to the other trio. No chance here. Bell Gamby, back is Lady Romper, and also Zachary Smith. So they sweep across the showgrounds turn their first occasion, and the Early Wicket away by 2. Iwi Baldy's secured that lovely run in the trail for Peter Ferguson, then Star Filly. Monseigneur, the favourite, is 4th, and right on its back is Lady J, again doing everything right tonight and getting a perfect trip on the back of the favourite. And the other winning chance is Hurricane H in a gap of 3 lengths. 32.9 was the opening quarter of the Woodland Stud Trot, and at the bell, the Early Wicket takes them into their final circuit, leading by 2 lengths on the stables corner over Iwi Baldy, then Star Filly, Monseigneur, Fergus Schumacher, patiently handling the favourite 4th. On its back is Lady J and Bernie Hackett, and they're followed by Hurricane H. They trot out to the 800 metres. The other trio, no chance. 31.9 the second quarter. The Early Wicket into the back. 1.5 lengths Iwi Baldy, 2.5 Star Filly. Monseigneur, he starts his claim now. On his back is Lady J, 600 left to go. And 4 lengths Hurricane H at the end of the back straight. The Early Wicket leads 1.5 lengths Iwi Baldy. Just trotted roughly for a stride or 2. That's where he galloped last time, but he's managed to stay on his gate. Coming across the showgrounds bend here, Monseigneur to his outside. And Lady J's on the back of Monseigneur, then Star Filly. 29.7 the quarter down the back. The Early Wicket for home over Monseigneur. Iwi Baldy for the passing lane. Lady J's about to spring out of the 1-1 and issue a challenge. The Early Wicket leads Monseigneur. Iwi Baldy on the passing lane. Lady J down the outside. Monseigneur now goes to the Early Wicket. Iwi Baldy on the passing lane. Lady J and Star Filly late right through on the inside, but Iwi Baldy comes through to win. Iwi Baldy will beat Star Filly and Monseigneur 3rd. They were followed Lady J, then the Early Wicket. Further back in the field, Hurricane H. They were followed Bell Gamby, no chance after an early gallop, and the other gallopers just coming through now, Lady Romper, and back there with it was Zachary Smith. 31.2 the final quarter, 254.3 the overall run. And Iwi Baldy, the Bill Darrow trained runner, Kopu down there at Thames, will take the first and take it nicely after securing that lovely run in the trail. I tell you, he had another think about galloping down the back straight. Peter Ferguson, though, managed to keep him balanced throughout. Star Fillies come through deep on the passing lane to secure second in front of Monsignor Lady J. Number 9 will make up the first 4. Woodland Stud Trot to open the program to number 5, Iwi Baldy.
Official placings, race 1, the Woodland Stud Trot. 528941. 528941. Horse 5, Iwi Baldy, trotted the 2200 metres from a stand in 254.30. A mile rate of 27.5. Last 860.9. The 431.2. The margins 1 length, a half neck, a half length. 528941, race 1, the Woodland Stud Trot.
Judge Graham McLennan with his first call tonight, and Iwi Baldy takes the Woodland Stud Trot. Raced by Breeders Bill and Mrs. E.C. Darragh. Thanksgiving, Elizabeth Bay, 5-year-old Bay Gelding. Comes out of their lovely Elizabeth Bay family too, has produced many a good trotter as Elizabeth Bay. And Iwi Baldy grabs his first success tonight at start 15. Back at the head of the field, Kevin Foley down there for a Woodland Stud, being part of the victory celebrations with Auckland Trotting Club steward David Turner. 2-star filly for a second, Monarchy Bay, 4-year-old mare out of Stars Are Rising, raced by Mrs. S.M. Cornwall, S.J. Cornwall, D.J. Luke and Mrs. E.G. Luke. Steve Cornwall trained at Pukekohe and James Stormont. And the 8 for third, Monsignor, the Sundon, Duchess of Wiz, 3-year-old Bay Gelding, raced by Mrs. D.N. Schumacher, G.R. Newbury, Mrs. N.W. Newbury, H.J. Chap. We'll see number 5. Iwi Baldy returned $5 even and $1.40, $5 and $1.40. 2-star filly, $6.60, $6.60. 8 Monsignor, $1.40, $1.40. Quinella, $63.50, $63.50. Trifecta, $562.70, $562.70. First 4, $2,500.
Me. Good third at Addington and a smart mile rate behind Hot Pants. It was behind the gate. Standing start manners have been a slight query in its career so far, so that's the only issue for me. But it's got the Forbury King on board in Dexter Dunn, so it's bound to aid its chances. One of a couple that Fred Fletcher's got down here tonight. He has Sunny Ruby in later, fresh back from its Harness Jewels assignment, and it's got some speed, but for how far, I guess we'll find out tonight. So we're on start time for the first on the card, the Dunedin Holiday Park Trot. 2,700 metres for the maidens. Favourite Deirdre's Pearl, 3:10, 190. Daytura comes up into barrier 1. Lima Lads, Snowboy. Deirdre's Pearl walks in. Lady McKendon. A few of these pretty keen to charge onto the tape. They come to a sudden halt. They're off. And a Trotting in the first, coming away in a bit of a gallop. There was going to be Deirdre's Pearl. It is not settling yet either. First out, Daytura on the journey, fast as per usual, going around them quickly. Here's Boys Let Loose, and close up there in the early rush for positions is Snowboy. Then came Lima Lad, Lady McKendon safely on the journey, wider out on the track, Hazel Ellis. Hope and Praise wider on the track too, as too then is going to be Mr. Majestic, Sunnyview Sedona. Bono Hest is galloping around the first bend, which is uncharacteristic for him, and is just down and trotting now. Further away to Galleon's Instinct. Then came the next is Deirdre's Pearl. After galloping at the start, has set itself a pretty big task, and Shiodon is back there as well. Bit of a straight, 21.50 left to go, and it's Boys Let Loose in the hands of Jared O'Reilly, who goes around and takes over here and shows the way. Out by about 2.5 lengths over Daytura. 3.5 away Snowboy third. First one away from the pegs is Lady McKendon to sit in the breeze. Back on the inside is Lima Lad. Hazel Ellis on the outside gets onto the back of Lady McKendon. Then came over on the inside Hope and Pray. On its outside is Sunnyview Sedona. 2 lengths away into the stablemates. Mr. Majestic in front of Bono Hest, who after that early gallop has recovered. 15 lengths away into Deirdre's Pearl. Further back Shiodon. And the last of all was Galleon's Instinct. Into the back they run. They complete their first circuit, 1,700 out from home. And it's Boys Let Loose in control. By a length and a half at the 1,600. The lead time was 1:31.2. Daytura is second. Going around them fast is Mr. Majestic, the outside. That's going to give Lady McKendon cover. 3 back the inside, Snowboy. Hazel Ellis the outside. Then came Lima Lad. Over on the outside of that is going to be Sunnyview Sedona. 2 lengths away, Bono Hest in the running line. And Hope and Pray back on the inside. Probably the last of the ones with a chance. 15 lengths away, Deirdre's Pearl, Shiodon and Galleon's Instinct. Around the turn they come, 12.50 metres left to trot. Boys Let Loose in control. Being looked at on the outside by Mr. Majestic. 32.8 was the opening quarter of the last mile. Third the inside is Daytura. 1-1 Lady McKendon. 3 back the inside is Snowboy. Hazel Ellis on the outside. 3 back and 1 off with a round to go. 4 back the inside is Lima Lad. Then came Sunnyview Sedona the outside. And Hope and Pray on the inner. Bono Hest is on the outside of that. Still about 3 lengths away. Deirdre's Pearl and Galleon's Instinct. And Shiodon is the very last. 8.50 metres to run. Boys Let Loose has done a good job of leading them up. Trots the second quarter in 31.8. On the outside is Mr. Majestic. Third the inside, Daytura has had a beautiful run. 1 out, 1 back, Lady McKendon. 3 back the inside, Snowboy from Hazel Ellis and Lima Lad locked away the pegs. The outside is Sunnyview Sedona. A length and a half away then to Bono Hest looking to take off from Hope and Pray. Further away, Deirdre's Pearl and Galleon's Instinct beaten off Shiodon. 500 metres left to travel. Off the back and it's Boys Let Loose who still leads the way. A length in advance of over on the outside, Mr. Majestic. 30.1 was the third quarter. Daytura awaits the Washington VC passing lane. Here's Lady McKendon peeling out of a 1-1 to jump 3 wide. Then Snowboy back on the pegs from Hazel Ellis. Galloping Sunnyview Sedona in the straight. At the 200, Boys Let Loose. There's Daytura back to the passing lane and Lady McKendon down the outer. Closer in, Snowboy getting home. Lady McKendon may have made the lead out in the centre. Snowboy coming fast up the passing lane, but Lady McKendon too good in the first. Beats out Snowboy. Third and then was Boys Let Loose from Hazel Ellis. Close up Daytura. Wider out in the track then Bono Hest getting home in front of Mr. Majestic. Further back Lima Lad. Then came Hope and Pray, Sunnyview Sedona. A gap away Deirdre's Pearl, Galleon's Instinct. And last in was Shiodon. Final quarter 30.2. Matt Cross He texted me this morning and said, don't tip it, it's got no hope. So I hope you got plenty. 5.90 and 3.40. Lady McKendon will send and won quite easily. And Lady McKendon getting it. Second, Snowball, another minor placing. Boys Let Loose will be third. And fourth across the line, possibly Hazel Ellis out wide, but we'll leave that to Judge Ken Dempster. Lady McKendon. Plenty of breeding here. 4-year-old mare by Peter's Spur out of Stimulus, and these days leased by Kim Butt and Matt Cross. And Matt trying to give me the swerve, but I know you'll be very, very delighted with this. Mark Jones, the trainer at Burnham, and Kim Butt in the cart, does the business in race number 1. Nice effort for second from a Snowboy, back to his 100% trotting self. And Boys Let Loose, first up for a long time as well for Jared O'Reilly, will hold on for third spot. We'll go back
to Kim and Matt there. Kim's 12th winning drive this season from 100 drives. So nice effort for her in her maiden season. I did read somewhere Mark Jones said this is like Master Lavros lining up in a maiden. I think he may have been stretching it a wee bit, but beautifully handled by Kimberly tonight. And the 4-year-old mare by Pegasus Spur takes out race number. Greyhounds 1, 3, 5 and 7 the numbers here. With Daryl Robertson, Rota Vegas Sparky, $2.50 $1.30. Has good support. Last start win at Auckland last Sunday, trained by Scott Payne. And up to the C2s today. First time at the track, jumping out of the 3 where she has been a winner in the past. Lady McKendon, 6s and $2.30. Takes out race number 1 over Snowboy, $4. Boys Let Loose, $3.40. Quinellas paid $59.40. $525.90 at Trifecta, $525.90, and the first 4, 5, 3, 8 and 6, $2,412.60. Jackpot into race number 2 there of $1,761 for that first 4. As we get to you though, Darryl, 2.5 minutes out from a start in your 5th.
Thanks here, Greg. Yes, looking forward to this race too, and going with all the odd numbers here. 1, 3 in the red rug, but 3 placings from 4. I just thought that inside running could help Otto Baxter. Rota Vegas Sparky, I've got that in on ability, and this one having its first run on the track. Not too sure if Scott Payne actually trialled any of his dogs here last Friday when he lined up a couple for the first time. But this one here having its first race on the track tonight, Rota Vegas Sparky, coming off that last start win at Monaco on Sunday. And coming up in grade, but obviously the litter with plenty of ability, and Rota Vegas Sparky, I put that in favourite at this stage, $2.40 and $1. I do like the 5 Thrilling Might. I thought the run here 3 starts ago from box 1 was a good run. Is going to need all favours from box 5. First box 5 tonight, 4-2 Thrilling Might. Gets to see the gold rug for the first time, and it will have to jump. But I just thought that run 3 starts ago was a sign of Thrilling Might just bouncing back to some sort of form. And Clark Hengen will no doubt to get that ability back if he's still got a couple of races up his sleeve. And also the 7 Smart Cookie coming up in grade, but Just You Wait also recently coming up in grade for John MacArthur. They got getting the win, and Smart Cookie looking to make it 3 in a row, and more than capable. Good money too, $6.20 and $1.80. Outside of that, number 2 Big Time Chips got support for Robert Murray. Just talking to Robert earlier on, and I think all she needs to do is jump out. She showed plenty of box speed on Monday, run down in the final stages, but 3:05 would be the better distance if just getting 3 or 4 good dogs in behind him, including this one, Big Time Chip. And off box 2, yet to win from box 2, but just needs to jump out and run and get onto the bunny, and a good chance for Robert Big Time Chip. $5.90, $1.70 and second favourite with the book $3.80. Go with it. Another one that's recently downgraded for Gary and Sarah Ross. Come down to class 2 last time out. Showed a bit of speed, but just got a bit crowded from box 1 last time out and faded back to 6. Gets out to box 6. Now the record in box 7 is very good, so possibly it may go better out there in the middle. And Missy Sloy, yet to win from box 8, but has been placed on 4 occasions. And Missy Sloy will get the chance to wind up. Has gone some very good races on the track. A 2-race winner to Rota Vegas Sparky, Thrilling Might and Smart Cookie. Big Time Chip, Boomerang Man. Go With It, and Missy Sloyd to the outside. Boney sent on its way now for the 5th. The Wanganui Security for the Class 2 sprinters. Racing and jumping well out wide here is Smart Cookie along there with Boomerang Man, and now looking to punch up on the inside now. Big Time Chip just running out of room, getting around the outside. Thrilling Might and also Missy Sloy back in the field now. Rhoda Sparky's got back in the field now with Big Time Chip, and just up ahead of them Boomerang Man. They go for home. Out wide Smart Cookie. Smart Cookie will get this okay from Thrilling Might. Then we go back here to Go With It, making up ground. Good line up here for 4th. We head out wide here. Missy Sloy the inside to Boomerang Man, and the 3 at the back of the field getting chopped out of it. Rhoda Sparky. Big Time Chip also copped a bit of that across the top, and Otto Baxter was back there on the last 3. Another win here for John MacArthur and Smart Cookie. Jumped out very well straight across the track, stayed out wide, makes it 3 in a row. Coming up in grade today, but she's done the job well. Boomerang Man was pushing up in the centre. You can see the 2 and the 3 and the 1 just getting crowded there. The 3 and the 2 getting spat out the back. Otto Baxter also not pushing up on the rail. And you can see there Smart Cookie. Thrilling Might's got a much better race. Maybe another 1 or 2 left in this bloke. And good run by Go With It out wide. Will grab that 3rd place in the recent downgrader. It will be 7, 5, 6. And 8 out wide will grab that 4th placing as we have a look at the head-on. And very good beginning, Smart Cookie straight across. Gets across the field. Doesn't go close to the rail, but it doesn't matter. She's well clear. And that'll give John MacArthur 2 for the night. Smart Cookie by Big Daddy Cool out of Smiler. 7, 5, 6 and 8. 17.87. 10.62 the run home. 2 lengths by 1. 1.5. Smart Cookie win number 4 off 18. Ahead of 5, Thrilling Might, going a much better race for Clark and Jen Clark, and 6, Go With It. The recent downgrader for the Rosses will grab that 3rd placing. Race number 6, the Rock 95.2 FM for the Class 2 and 3s. Over the 305, I do like the 4 Homebush Domino to possibly go close to upsetting the favourite Aldonza. And at race number 6 here, Greg, we'll have you back at 6:40.
Thanks for that, Daryl. 4, 5, 8 and 7, your numbers there. Dividends through. Smart Cookie continues on its winning way. $7.60 and $1.90. The 7 beating the 5 Thrilling Might $3 and 6 Go With It $3.90. John MacArthur gets further success for the evening. The Quinella paid $43.50, $1,044.60 a trifecta, 7568. First 4, $2,131.60. Of course, he won the 3rd with Just You Wait. Aldonza's the favourite, $180, $120 the book, along with the tote, but not a lot of money in the pool, as you can see. Alamein Duke at $421.40 has support, and $9 for both Homebush Domino and Cider Drinker. Race number 6, 6:40, the start time there. Alexandra Park we head to, though, and it is triple trio time. And this is an opportunity for people to get involved. Craig, we went through each of the legs, only 3 legs.
Yeah, Greg, I think she's a mare that's certainly raced in far better company than what she faces tonight. Of course, you go back 2 starts ago, she raced Sia Mac. Sia Mac went fantastic last week. You've got her racing Tiamo, barrier number 7, but she's never had blazing gate speed anyway. She's a worker in a race. I don't think the draw's a disadvantage for her. I think she can work outside the leader, even if she has to sit parked out. I think she's good enough to win this race. And with a triple trio, if you're running a banker, of course, it's not a trifecta as such. She doesn't have to win the race, but if you bank her in, she runs in the top 3, and the horses that you run round her. Through from the bookmakers, they've had a $2,000 bet on her at around about that $2 mark. And plenty of multis running through her. So from the Robert Dunn stable, Brett Mangos takes to drive. I thought 7, Christy Brianna, very hard to beat. That driver's challenge, Tony Hurley, 150 into 140. Zach Butcher at 550. Todd Mitchell at 650. Todd Mitchell takes the drive on the second favourite, number 1, Giovanni. This is what he had to say earlier in the night. Todd, you drive stable runner Giovanni in race number 2. Barrier draw number 1. Got gate speed. 1,700 metres would suit her.
I think so. She trialled well at Cambridge, but she will actually improve with the run. But I think, she's got to be a good chance. Obviously, there's a couple in there that have got real high speed, but she has got the draw and the gate speed. So, hopefully, I think she'll be in the first 3 player anyway.
Yeah, she hasn't raced for about 6 weeks, Todd. Is it a case that, 1,700 metres tonight, barrier 1, natural gate speed, but may take a trial tonight?
No, well, she's actually, she can get on the nickel a little bit, so she's probably better off just rolling in front if, nothing really beats her out for gate speed anyway, but I'd be happy to stay in front.
Todd Mitchell with a stable runner, Giovanni. Of course, this one for the Macy's and barrier 1 ideal for her. Her gate speed will put her in the right spot. Outside her, other ones to go forward from the draw likely cut the cards. Nicely drawn at barrier 2, should go forward. And I thought Russian Al Su and Pacific Rapture, they're drawn at 6 and 8, but they can leave the gate quite quickly as well. So they would be the horses to go forward from their draws. That triple trio is over $100,000, punters. It's around about $104,000 at the moment and climbing. We're 2.5 minutes out. I'd suggest you anchor or banker 7 Christy Brianna, work around her. Second leg's not so easy. 3 or 4 chances here. I settled on Hidden Bad. I was quite happy to work around her from barrier number 1. She didn't want to take the passing lane last week and was quite good behind Prince of Pops. You read into that form, Prince of Pops then went on to win a Class 1 race a week later, so the foot very good last start. Certainly a chance. Annalise, the interesting runner from the Robert Dunn team, follows out Hidden Bad. Underwork's been good. And She Don't Love Me, the 2-year-old from Stephen Reed Barn. Peter Ferguson takes to drive. Very open second leg of the triple trio. Last leg, well, I think there are 3 horses that stand out here. 3 Jasinski, 5 Belly Ronan, 6 Sun Cheetah. Sun Cheetah brings her southern form north and gets round right-handed. I think she'll win the race. She is a risk, though, but her form in the south has been impeccable. Tony Hurley, a master driver, takes to drive. So I think she's clearly the one to beat. Belly Ronan, okay last week, but I think she'll benefit from that run. And Jasinski, when the tracks are wet, she does grow another leg, and she is off the front. She's your likely leader, and the way the track is at the moment, I think being on the speed is certainly an advantage tonight. So 3 Jasinski, a big chance for Luck Chin tonight. So happy with 3, 5 and 6 in that last leg of that triple trio, and that pool is climbing certainly over the 105,000 at the moment. Aaron White, 90 seconds out from our first leg. It wasn't struck last week, of course. Winston P did all the damage at massive money. I think we won't get a blowout in the first leg, though. I'm very keen on Christy Brianna.
Yeah, I'm keen on Christy Brianna. I'm also keen on Ideal Flyby. I thought in the first leg of the TT, maybe even running both of those as bankers with a string in behind to fill that third spot to try and cut the spin down just a wee bit. Yes, 7 Christy Brianna, the form since her run on Jules Day has been good, beaten 2.5 behind Sia Mac, 2.5 behind Tiamo Bromac. That's very good form up against these. Brent Mangos does have that tricky barrier 7 to overcome, but clearly on top for me the 7. Over the 5 Ideal Flyby, back on a new campaign. Put together a very nice record last campaign for Tony Grayling. Sean to do the driving. 1 Giovanni comes up with the right draw for the Wizard Todd Mitchell. And 8 Pacific Rapture. Her best form has been over sprint trips 7, 5, 1 and 8. Like you, Craig, I thought Hidden Bad was certainly a big chance in the second leg of the TT. I also liked Anna Lee. I thought if Hidden Bad was to hold up the lead, RJ Dunn's runner Anna Lee could certainly be well in the mix in the third leg around Belly Ronan and Sun Cheetah. Good luck to everybody having a go in the triple trio as it gets up to $106,000.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Of course, we had 81,000 playing into tonight, so it is increasing as we're talking at the moment. And well worth getting involved in the triple trio tonight. As I say, $106,000. 5 or 10% of that, and it's not easy to get, would be well worth getting. Other horses back later in the program. I can tell you through for the sports desk, Mighty Flying Major very well back later in the program, as is Sia Mac. They've had plenty of money in race number 7, the Winter Cup for horse number 5, Sia Mac. The Telford Garlic team, Scott Phelan takes to drive. They are well back later in the program, along with Christy Brianna, the best 3 back runners during the night. If you're running into your quaddies and your pick sixes, certainly include those runners. Triple trio, over $107,000.
Thanks, Craig. And the runners in behind the mobile for the second on the program tonight. Heat 1 of the Breeders' Golden Girls Series. $240,000 in total stakes nationally, creating opportunities for our golden mares. The Breeders' Golden Girls Series, heat number 1. Green light is up. They're often pacing. Giovanni off the inside out strongly with Ideal Flyby. Vote for Me's up there, as to Cut the Cards, getting a lovely drag through from the second line, Soul Hanover. Then Russian leader is Giovanni up on the outside. Ideal Flyby will be made to sit parked here. Sean Grayling doing the driving. Back on the inside then to Soul Hanover trailing. 1-1 is Vote for Me. Back on the inside, Russian El Sue, a length and a half away in the field then to Cut the Cards. Here's the favourite, Christy Brianna. She starts to run out 3 wide. Pacific Rapture's back in the field with Tina Bryden. Opening quarter, 30 seconds neat with a lead time of 5.9. At the bell, Giovanni leads. Christy Brianna now breasts up alongside as they work the stables. Corner back on the inside, getting that lovely run in the trail, Soul Hanover. Ideal Flyby now sees 1-1 cover for the last 900 metres. Back on the inside, Russian El Sue. A length and a half, Vote for Me. Peter Ferguson looking for the first 2 races on the program tonight on the outside of Tina Bryden. Cut the Cards is second last. Pacific Rapture last. 32-5 the second quarter. Down the back goes Giovanni. Over Christy Brianna. Soul Hanover trailing 1-1. Ideal Flyby. Russian El Sue 3 back on the inside as Vote for Me starts a 3 wide run. Then Tina Bryden. Cut the Cards looking to come forward on the back of Vote for Me. And in turn Pacific Rapture. 400 left to go. The Breeders' Golden Girls Series heat number 1. 29-4 the third quarter. Giovanni leads Christy Brianna. Ideal Flyby produced out of the 1-1. Vote for Me wider out then. Soul Hanover and Russian El Sue homeward bound. Giovanni, Christy Brianna 2 lengths away. Ideal Flyby. Christy Brianna now goes to Giovanni. Ideal Flyby. Soul Hanover back on the inside. Christy Brianna's in front and Mangos will get the best out of her. And the favourites in Christy Brianna to beat Soul Hanover. Very tight third. Giovanni Orr on the outside. Ideal Flyby and Russian El Sue between them. They were followed Vote for Me, Cut the Cards. Back in the field, Tina Bryden and Pacific Rapture to be the last. $1.80, $1.20. Favourite home in the first leg of the TT, the Lismara mare. Brent Mangos for Robert Dunn. And came into the race. Hanover's rolled through on the passing lane to claim second. Very tight third here. Has Ideal Flyby just got up? Maybe with Giovanni and Russian El Sue. So critical around that third place for the TT, but no doubts about the winner. The favourite, Christy Brianna. The Golden Girls Series heat number 1 goes to the favourite.
Official placings, race 2, the Breeders' Golden Girls Series heat. 795-163. 795-163. Horse 7, Christy Brianna, paced the 1700 metres in 204.42. Beg your pardon, 206.42. The mile rate is 159.6. Last 857.8. The 428.4. The margins 1.5 lengths, a half neck, a nose. 795-163. Race 2, the Breeders' Golden Girls Series heat.
7, Christy Brianna back at the head of the field, raced by Tony Barron. Lismara Black, 4-year-old mare at a Home's Dream, wins 6 at start 41, trained by Robert Dunn at Woodend Beach. And Brent Mangos back at the head of the field, 2 strong in the second on the program tonight in the first leg of the triple trio. Bred by Neverly stud Christy Brianna. Jack Moore down there for the Breeders' Golden Girls Series, and Auckland Trotting Club steward Paul Barry also in attendance down there in the victory circle. 9, Soul Hanover for second. Sutter Hanover Brown, 4-year-old mare at a Soul to Squeeze for the La Cosa Nostra Racing Syndicate. S.J. Holmes and Mrs. B.J. Holmes. David Marshall trained at Cambridge. Philip Butcher. And in for third, 5, Ideal Flyby. Grayling. Tony Grayling trained at Pookie Cowie. and Sean Grayling. Christie, Brianna number 7, $1.80, $1.20, $1.80, $1.20. 9 Soul Hanover, $4.50, $4.50. 5 Ideal Flyby, $1.80, $1.80. Quinella 25 even, 25. Trifecta $108.40 and $16.30, $16.30. Concession 5 and 9, $37.40, $37.40.
Of luck, but if there was one to upset outside of my selections, it probably would be number 7 For the Good Times, a filly by Grinfamere to Wear, and I thought would be a good chance either tonight or even next Thursday night. Expect For the Good Times to pick up some money while it's down here. So what is a pretty even contest. I see flagpoles in here down from Blenheim Racing. Margot 9 and Peter Davis have tripped down a team tonight. So the mobile moving, runners scoring up for race 2. Pride's Easy Feed, Mobile Pace, Rip Roaring, 281.30. 492.20, Scottish Duchess is coming for plenty of support. Lee Major on the drift now at the 560. So they're in behind the gate. Race 2 of 10. Johans Jet down in 1. Panadine, 1 of 2 in the race for Jeff and Jude Knight. Josh Dickey's on the other one, Dixon. Foxy Rocks, a bit unruly. It's back a bit at the start. Green light. They're underway and pacing. B-Me's galloped on the second row here for a few strides and won't settle either. First out was a Rip Roaring, coming forward also Lee Major, and also Panadine sticking up on the inside. Johans Jet, flagpole shooting between horses early. Right there in the early rush for positions is Giada. Scottish Duchess was eased off the gate with all the gate speed inside and ends up about midfield. From on the inside, Agent 3, wider out Dixon, 2.5 away For the Good Times, Foxy Rocks, and B-Me's out of contention after the early gallop. Into the back they run, 1700 out from home. Johans Jet held up the lead from barrier 1. Now Rip Roaring's been put into the contest a bit more by Cox, and also shooting around the Lead Major, no luck earlier. The lead time very good, 43.4. On the inside is Panadine, who was in the trail, now about to be 3 deep as Rip Roaring takes over. Lee Major's going to have a press forward to the lead too, but now being restrained, hopping into the 1-1 flagpole. 3 back and 1 off is going to be Scottish Duchess. From on the inside, Giada, who is 4 back the inside. On the outside of that is Agent 3, 1.5 Dixon. From on the inside of that, For the Good Times in the clear, 3 lengths Foxy Rocks, and 15 away Be-Me. Into the straight they come, 1,200 metres left to run. The opening quarter of the last mile, 32.8. And it's Rip Roaring in control, the favourite. Lee Major, no luck again tonight, parked. Third the inside, Johans Jet, 1-1 flagpole. 3 back the markers is Panadine. On the outside of that, 3 back and 1 off is going to be Scottish Duchess from Giada, who's locked away 4 deep the inside. Following that is For the Good Times. Agent 3 on the outside, but in the running line. In front of Dixon, 2 lengths to Foxy Rocks, and beaten off Be Me. 800 metres left to run. Second quarter, 30 seconds. They quicken it up in the midsection, and it's Rip Roaring in control. The now local led by Arlington a quarter. On the outside is Lee Major. Johans Jet third the pegs. 1-1 flagpole. 3 back the inside, Panadine. Here's Agent 3 starting to run 3 wide. Getting onto the back of it is Dixon. Scottish Duchess has humped that out though, 4 wide. Giada back on the inside. Then Foxy Rocks and For the Good Times off the back. 4.50 left to run. About 12 lengths over the field. Rip Roaring runs the back straight quarter and only 31. Looming large on the outside is Agent 3. Behind the leader, Johans Jet, but flat. Then Lee Major is back behind them. She might be flat too. Wider out on the track. Scottish Duchess trying to run on. In the straight at the 200, Rip Roaring. Pinched 2 lengths on Agent 3. Wider out, Scottish Duchess getting home. Back behind them, Johans Jet. Rip Roaring's in trouble. Scottish Duchess getting home over the top. Scottish Duchess grabbed the lead and raced away. Scottish Duchess impressive, 1.5. Second over then was Rip Roaring. I think Agent 3 held third in front of Lee Major, who had to do it tough again tonight. Johans Jet, Panadine, Foxy Rocks. Next in flagpole, Giada. Further back For the Good Times. Then came Dixon, and Be Me cost itself any chance for the gallop at the start. It'll be last, 28.3 the last quarter, and they've paced around 2.46. Scottish Duchess will get the win. Some smart money backed it in late to 5.20 and 2.30, and too much gate speed inside it, so he eased it off the gate. And I just like those horses that burn off the gate one week and they just stop over the concluding stages. They front up the next week driven with a sit, and 9 times out of 10, if they're good enough, they'll win. And Scottish Duchess in the hands of Dexter Dunn has been good enough tonight. And it sweeps home down the outside. Rip Roaring's still a maiden at start 18. He led up. He got away with a cheap third quarter, but it wasn't enough to hold off Scottish Duchess. And Agent 3's got a good race tonight to run third. Line up fourth. And maybe Johans Jet and Lee Major maybe stuck her head out as well. She had to do it tough again tonight. Too good though, Scottish Duchess. 3-year-old filly by El Sue from Highlands Sting. Emma Morton does the owning. Brett Grave, a trainer at Royal Bush. And Dexter Dunn on board. Completely different driving tactics tonight in number 2. And we're back for race 3 at 7 o'clock.
Thanks for that, Jason. Looking forward to your third. What have you got there? 9, 5, 4 and the 1. Dexter Dunn, 185 for the season. Brett Gray, pretty sort of a handy horseman, got another nice one there. Big performance, stormed down the outside and picked up Rip Roaring. We'll confirm that very shortly. Triple trio wise though, 1 leg down. Craig Thompson, he gave us a nice steer into both Christie, so 2267.84. So nice work there. 108,491.90 is what we got to. So 7, 9 and 5. The first 3 numbers you need in leg number 1 of the triple trio. We'll be back to Alexandra Park in less than quarter of an hour. Inside 4 minutes out though from a start to race number 6 coming to us from the Wanganui Greyhounds. 4, 5, 8 and 7 is the way I wrote them down for Darryl. So Homebush Domino, bit of value there, around $10 as these dogs head to the 305 metre start for this one. And there's confirmation. 4, 5, 8 and 7 with you, Darryl. We'll leave it with you to talk us through why we need to box up those 4 runners.
Well, yes, Homebush Domino coming down from Class 4 recently, and Aldonza coming up, so they meet each other in Class 3 company, and Homebush Domino has been up to Class 5, and she's gone some great races, not just here, but all around the country. 12th race winner, and plenty of experience, and if she can pick the jump, I think she could be the one to take on this favourite Aldonza. But Aldonza does look good, coming off 2 very good Class 2 wins, up 0.6 in weight, and has looked good so far, has clocked a 17.74. And obviously still more to come from Aldonza, 5 out of 7, and looking to make it 6. So I've just gone a little bit outside the square. The 4 there ahead of the 5. As our result from Forbury Park coming through there, meeting 7 race 2. Scottish Duchess at 5.22.30. 4 Rip Roaring at 1.40, and Agent 3 number 8 at 8.10. 4, 6 Cornella 6.40. trifecta 324.30, 6.485 first for 1972.60. That was race 2 there at Forbury Park. There is the double, 5 and 6, 21.20 and 5-4 concession 4.90. So going here for the 4 over the 5, but they do look good. Both look very good to me. Aldonza on the way up and Homebush Domino. Downgraded last time and was unlucky getting across from box 8. Just couldn't quite get across and ended up getting shuffled back to 5th. And if it can pick the jump, a very good chance in this race. Alamain Duke, Don Kettlewell and Nev Phillips, possibly their best chance of the night. And they've got a good dog here. This one's had the 11 starts for 5 wins. Has one from box 8. Even though it likes to get down towards the rail, unbeaten from the inside, 2 traps. But it has to get around them tonight, Alamain Duke, and they say it may take a bit of a hard left, but has ability, and another one that will work its way through the grades for sure. 5.31.80, $3.80 with the fixed odds. And the only other one under double figures on the fixed odds is number 7, Cider Drinker. Now, Cider Drinker's coming back to a sprint tonight. Has been lining up over the middle distance. Sprint record is good. 4 sprint starts for a win and 2 minors. Box 7 has one from there. So there's coming in for a bit of support with the book is number 1, Legend B. Now, Legend B is another recent downgrader coming away from Class 4. Had box 1 here 2 weeks ago, and it did show up early. But is a dog that likes to just come away from the rail a bit. But saying that, the box 1 record not too bad. Has won twice from the inside. Legend B here for Jake Wilson Bill, and you are getting $4.70 the tote, so obviously the $9 a little more enticing there. Option 106. Stevie's Magic went a good race 3 starts to go in Class 3 company, and it didn't show up the next couple, but is very capable in showing that box speed as she did 3 starts to go here for Wendy Kite. And is the roughie 21s with the options, 14s the tote. But is a bit hit and miss, and it can jump at times. Stevie's Magic, the one that has won 4 races on the track. 50% of the wins have come here. And another one that adds to the puzzle, but a good field for the Class 2 and 3s. Favourite is number 5, Aldonza, coming up from Class 2 as they lock away for this night. Homebush Domino, Homebush Coco, and Alamain Duke to the outside. All locked away now for the 6. Only just about there, ready and racing, jumping well the inside is Stevie's Magic, but there goes Aldonza showing good speed to get to the front, right round the outside. Alamain Duke coming across on the onside, a Drinker just in behind now. Stevie's Magic, Homebush Verona back here we go to Homebush Coco. Homebush Domino's got back with Legend B, they go for home. Aldonza's nicely clear though and races away from Alamain Duke, taking ground off it. Then we go to Cider Drinker just in behind Stevie's Magic, not too far away. Then on crossing here to Homebush Coco, Homebush Verona. And towards the tail here, Legend B didn't get into the race. And also back there on the last couple, we would have had Stevie's Magic. Too good, Aldonza. Straight to the front. And kicks away. The time will be interesting. PB of 17.74. So we'll see what she has run tonight. And it cleared the boxes very well. I'll tell you what, Alamain Duke taking ground off it towards the end, just found trouble trying to cross Cider Drinker. But once Alamain Duke got to that rail, really started to charge home and has taken ground off Aldonza, getting to 3rd, Cider Drinker. So it will be 5.87. And at number 3, Stevie's Magic, I just called that back in the last couple, running to the lure, but that did get up there and run 4th. Straight to the front, Aldonza. We'll see what sort of time it has run here in the 6th race. And 17.75, so not quite the PB, but a good time and a good win all the same. 10.63 the run home. 5, 8, 7 and 3 that is confirmed. 1 length by 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. And Aldonza makes it 3 in a row, picking up win number 6 off 8 by Collision. Out of Dulcinea. And owners Jeff Bate in the Racing Dog Syndicate, Paul Freeman, Angela Turnwald doing the training, and cuts away to win race number 6. Race 7 will get the place 6 underway. Looking forward to this race over the 305, this time for the Class 4 and 5s, and a good field coming into this. And obviously off the inside, plenty of action will come from Rhoda Vegas, Rara and Chocty Ellis. They had these same draws here last week, and they'll fight it out from the same box draws this week. 7:10 here, Greg. Race 7 to kick off place 6.
Look forward to it, Daryl. 1, 2, 5 and 3, your numbers for the 7th. Good win from Aldonza, and win 254 for the season for the Paul Freeman, Angela Turnbull team. $2.30 and $1, 180 about Alamein Duke, 7-cider drinker at 2.30. 360 the Quinella. You box up the numbers that Daryl suggested, you would have got 33.20 for your trifecta, and 5873 first for 216.10, 216.10. Alexandra Park, we need to head to double and treble to wrap first, $17.75, 7/8 concession, $9.70, and that treble dividend 66.30, 1.7 and the 5, 175, 66.30. Let's get to Alexandra Park though. Good start to the triple trio, Craig. You pointed us right in the correct direction. Christy, Brianna, duly obliged. And this one here, there's several chances, not only for the triple trio, but winning chances.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. It's a very, very open field. Annalise come up favourite, but a loose favourite at $5 on the book, $5.60 on the tote. She follows out Hidden Bad, so she's going to get a pretty good run through. But Duke could make a case for half a dozen in this race, and there has been a few that's been specced on the fixed odds, the likes of Stella Camwood. Underworks been around about that $12 mark into 11 at the moment. She Don't Love Me was at about $12 into 10, and Cheers Cathy at around about the $7 mark. I think she was around about $8 as well. So, yes, it's a very, very even leg of the triple trio. If you're bankering on one of them, good luck to you. I'd be anchoring number 1, Hidden Bad here, just from the draw. I think she may posse up on the right spot. And with James Stormwater aboard, he likes to go forward. And I think at worst she'll be in the trail early on, Hidden Bad. And she was good last start, running third to Prince of Pop. So for me, I put the 1 on top. Todd Mitchell's got a drive here. He drives Miss Lottie. Earlier in the night, I caught up to Todd, and this is what he said. It's Lottie for Gareth Dixon, a mare that you've driven before. She's coming back from a spell now, but the workout form's been quite good.
Yeah, I heard that she's a big frame filly, and I think that she's obviously got a bit stronger with the break because she has been trialling pretty well, but it's thrown in against the boys tonight as well, so it makes it a bit tougher. But if she gets a trip, she should be right there, so hopefully she's a trifecta chance with a bit of luck.
Probably one to follow in upcoming weeks with the winter now and the field's dropping down in size.
Yeah, I think so. And obviously, if the filly's mare's maiden pops up, it's obviously going to be a little bit weaker or easier to the opposition. So I think, probably worthwhile following her.
Her workout form in the last 2 or 3 weeks has been really good at Franklin, and she is a big mare, Miss Lottie, and I think she's may take 1 or 2 runs, but she won't be far away tonight, and she's at around about $16. So for trifecta and first 4 chances, she's not the worst here. Brett Mangos on 3 points in the Drivers' Challenge, along with Peter Ferguson. They lead the Drivers' Challenge. Of course, our last chance, 4 minutes out to play into that. Gear change here on number 4, Cheers Cathy. So we look at that market. Tony Hurley, 145. Zach Butcher, 550. Todd Mitchell, 550. Option 531. Last chance to play into that. Cheers Cathy, no blinds on her. Punters, no blinds on 4. Cheers Cathy. Gear change late in the piece here through from the Stipendiary Stewards. I settle on 1, Hidden Bad on top. Dangers to her. I thought number 12, She Don't Love Me. Only a 2-year-old, this one, Son of Better's Delight, trained by Stephen Reid, Simon McMullen. Peter Ferguson takes the drive. She's had 2 placings from 2 starts. The first one behind Take Charge, and last week behind Prince of Pop's beating home Hidden Bad. Thought not a bad type, this one, and just think he's getting better with racing, so I put him in the mix at around about $12. 9 NLE following out Hidden Bad. Robert Dunn team going well at the moment, and 6 Stella Camwood. I'd liked her last week, or liked the filly by Mac 3 last week, and she performed pretty well. Tony Hurley takes the drive, and incidentally Josh Dickey driving down at Forbury Park tonight, so got half a dozen drives down there, Josh, and he drove this filly last week and drove it very well. Tony picks up the drive tonight. Barry number 6, she won't leave the gate quickly. She's a filly that just gets out with them and likes to work in her races, so she's at around about $7, backed in from around about 10 to 1, so certainly a first 4 chance. Number 6, Stella Camwood. I marked them 1 on top to beat runners 12, 9 and 6, but the chances don't stop there. Aaron's numbers in race number 3, 9, 1, 6 and 10 9, 1, 6 and 10. Aaron, you've set it on the Southerner, Anna Lee, making its debut run in the north.
Mark 3 filly, the 3 runs down south at Timaru, Oamaru and Ashburton, all good for RJ Dunn. Brent Mangos, they're looking to go back-to-back after taking the previous with Christy Brianna. Hidden Bad, I do like that off barrier 1, so looking for a lead trail scenario here. James Stormont, 6 Stella Camwood, very good when second a couple of weeks ago. Tony Hurley for Diane Wood, and we'll put in the 10 Underworked. Always had a lot of time for the Son of Courage Under Fire, and Sean Grayling to do the driving there. 9, 1, 6 and 10, but it is a wide open affair, the second leg of the TT tonight.
Yeah, and number 11 is called Mr. Wunderbar, if you're interested to know. I don't know if they passed it on to Aaron, but the trials the last couple of months. Mr. Wunderbar, the son of Real Desire, had a motoring clear for Stephen Argue. Yeah, it's a very, very open field. Even I Am the One, its debut run behind Connoisseur, I understand, has been trialled up for possible sale on Connoisseur. Very impressive maiden winner, or 2-year-old winner last week at Alexandra Park. This one chased it home, the son of Gotta Go Cullen, albeit 8 lengths away. I thought it was a good debut run. Comes up with barrier 13 tonight. That's why you're getting a price of around about $15. Had he drawn inside the top 5, he'd be half that quote, but he's got to get round a big field, not easy. Morris McHenry takes the drive. The horse on shot at the moment looks very well. Horse 1, Hidden Bad, 3-year-old by Badlands Hanover, formerly trained by Malcolm Shin, now in the north with James Stormont. So I think at around about the $7, I think she is a very, very good each way chance. Horse number 1, Hidden Bad. And if I was having a bet late in this race at that 670 quote, I think I'd have an each way bet on horse number 1. Will posse up close to the speed and should get a nice run from there. Just wouldn't take the passing lane last week, and I think tonight, great chance of running in the money. Pick 6 will start race number 5 tonight, playing for $40,000 at $7.50. And of course, don't forget that Quatty, race number 7 tonight, the first leg, the Winter Cup.
Thanks, Craig. And a wide open second leg of the TT tonight. Third leg of our first treble. We open another double here with the Radio Network mobile pace, and behind the yellow bar arm, the Southern filly, Anna Lee. Brent Mangos inside second row draw. At 4.20, the favourite over number 1, Hidden Bad, at 7.60. So they work into the lane, a full field, just about at dispatch. Green light up for the Radio Network mobile pace, and coming out strongly, Hidden Bad with Cheers Kathy. Out wider on the track is Miss Lottie, up there in the early stages, Flying Loose, and also the stablemate coming through from the second line, She Don't Love Me. Anna Lee is 3 back on the inside as they make the stables corner. Further back in the field, Underwork, Spare Change caught 3 wide to that first corner. Then Joe's Dream back in the field around Stella Camwood, 4 lengths away, I Am the One. Mr. Wunderbar's back in the field with the Monterey Jack. Pacing into the back, 1,700 metres left to go. And the leader, Cheers Kathy, leads by a length. Up on the outside, Miss Lottie going to be sitting park for the Wizard Todd Mitchell, and in the trail is Hidden Bad. They're followed by She Don't Love Me, 1 back on the inside, Anna Lee, then Flying Loose, 2 lengths away in the field, Underworked. Still caught 3 wide as Spare Change. Stella Camwood back against the markers. They're followed by Joe's Dream, 2 lengths, Mr. Wunderbar, and I Am the One, and Monterey Jack lead time 42 and 4 as they sweep across the showgrounds turn and work into the lane. Cheers Kathy leads. Up on the outside, Miss Lottie coming forward 3 wide, Flying Loose, Hidden Bads enjoying a perfect run in the trail. There followed She Don't Love Me on the outside of Anna Lee. Underworked is the next, back on the inside, Stella Camwood. There followed by Joe's Dream as they work down to the Judge Bell, and 1 to go, Mr. Wunderbar back on the inside of I Am the One. Spare Change second last. Monterey Jack back at the tail. 30 and 8 was the opening quarter. The Radio Network mobile pace, 900 left to go. Cheers Kathy leads Flying Loose and Hidden Bad, 1-1. Miss Lottie 3 back on the inside, Anna Lee. There followed up on the outside, She Don't Love Me. Stella Cam with the inner. A length away then to Underwork, Mr. Wunderbar the next. There followed by Joe's Dream. Spare Change back is I Am the One. And back last as they pace down the back is Monterey Jack. 600 left to go. 32 was the second quarter. Cheers Kathy being held back to the field by Scott Phelan. Up on the the outside, Flying Loose. Hidden Bad's had that beautiful run in the trail. Miss Lottie 1-1. Annalise got a bit to offer, but she's tucked away 3 back on the inside. As She Don't Love Me starts a claim 3 wide. Underworks on his back. There followed Stella Camwood, Joe's Dream, Mr. Vunderbar. I Am the One, Monterey Jack, and Spear Change the third quarter in 31.2. They flatten for the run home. Cheers Kathy, Flying Loose to it quickly. Hidden Bad on the passing lane. There followed then down the outside, coming home strongly, She Don't Love Me. Going to the leaders, Flying Loose, She Don't Love Me, Hidden Bad, and right through on the inside, Stella Camwood. Hidden Bad rushes to the lead and in. Hidden Bad, Stella Camwood second. Home for third, She Don't Love Me. They were followed Flying Loose, then Underworked, and Annalie out wider. Joe's Dream, Mr. Vunderbar was the next. They were followed by Monterey Jack. I Am the One back in the field with the Cheers Kathy. Spear Change didn't get much luck in the run. Spear Change, he'll finish back, and Miss Lottie to be one of the last. 29 and 7 the final quarter. 248.2 it looks like, maybe 246.2, but Hidden Bad had the perfect run in the trail. Cheers Kathy, and just got it to the passing lane in time. Stella Camwood and Hurley rushes through for second. She Don't Love Me for third. Flying Loose goes a better run tonight in for fourth in front of Underwork. The Radio Network Mobile Pace goes the way of the second favourite. Make it the favourite on closing. Hidden Bad, number 1, James Stormont.
Official placings, race 3, the Radio Network Mobile Pace. 1, 6, 12, 2, 10, 3. 1, 6, 12, 2, 10, 3. Horse 1, Hidden Bad, paced the 2200 metres in 246.28. Mile rate of 21.6. Last 860.9 and the 429.7. The margins, 3/4 of a length. 1 1/4 lengths, 3/4 of a length. 1, 6, 12, 2, 10, 3. Race 3, the Radio Network Mobile Pace.
Hidden Bad comes back at the head of the field. A Badlands Hanover Black 3-year-old filly out of Hidden Draw, raced by breeder KJ Robertson. Congratulations to you. Start 3, first photo on the wall, and she does it in great fashion under the ribbon of light here at Alexandra Park. James Stormont, the trainer at Pukekohe, and James doing the driving back into the victory circle, greeted by Kelly Gilbanks from the Radio Network, and also Auckland Trotting Club steward Gordon Robertson, part of the winners' celebrations. Second over, 6, Stella Camwood, Mark 3 Bay, 2-year-old filly out of Camwood Lass, raced by Mrs. D.L. Wood. Diane Wood trained at Pukekohe, Tony Hurley. 12, She Don't Love Me, third. Better's Delight Bay, 2-year-old colt out of Abbey's Babe, raced by S.J. Reid, Mrs. M.J.V. Hoggard, Emung, R.L. Crisp and K.T. Odges. Stephen Reid, Simon McMullen trained at Pukekohe, and Peter Ferguson. 1, Hidden Bad to return $4.40 into $1.90, $4.41.90. 6, Stella Camwood at $3.40, $3.40. 12, She Don't Love Me, $3.70, $3.70. Quinella, $24.20, $24.20. Trifecta, $278.30, $278.30. And the first 4, $4,045.60. 4,000 and Iwi Baldy, Christy Brianna and Hidden Bad to return $46.90, $46.90. We should have a rundown shortly too, just coming through on trackside, of how many live in the TT after the second leg. No, not at 6 and 12.
the first day up there to I've Got This, who's a pretty nice trotter of Robert Dunn's. So I think Little Bro will compete well in this grade. And the other one I liked is number 1, Sunny Ruby. Just probably because she's the fastest horse in the race, but maybe the wheels spin a little bit too quick for her at this stage of her career. But Harness Jewels Day, she showed plenty of speed before folding up the last 400 or 500 metres. Prior win was at Manawatu, and even though she missed away, she was able to get over the top and really thump them on that occasion just because she was the best horse in the race. Interesting to note, second that night at Manawatu was Successful Woman, and a Successful Woman ran second to Little Bro at Blenheim. So a little bit of a form guide there to work with, but certainly if Sunny Ruby was to trot most of the way and be in touch with them, she could be a big chance off barrier number 1. That's a concern, but she's certainly quality, Sunny Ruby. 9, 5, 4 and 1 for me. What is a very good field. I left out Jelly Bean, who got the money again last week, and dead set brained them too by 6.5 lengths, but this is a much stronger field tonight. And also City Courage, who has come a lot more solid lately and ran second, albeit beaten 6.5 by Jelly Bean last week, but the week before finished a good third here on the track as well. So back in form is City Courage, and could be a first 4 hope at $5 odd for the place. So not far off a start for the Spates Trot. Favourite 1-2 Kenny, $3.40, 170. Stablemate Jelly Bean, 4.10. Third favourite now, Sunny Ruby. A toss up that with Clean Break as well. Although Little Bro soon after the start is having a skip. Down on the inside, Sunny Ruby, she trotted off the mark and she'll lead early tonight over John Henry Gallion, and coming across from out wide, 1-2 Kenny. Old John Henry Gallion set a gallop in the middle there. Come back on Earl's Bullet Girl, who stayed trotting, or Sunny Ruby's galloped around the first bend. Getting past that now is Sappy's Bright Star into second, as taking over is 1-2 Kenny. Third is Idle Con. A length and a half away Earl's Bullet Girl. From out wider on the track then is Jelly Bean rolling around them. 4 lengths the Earth Move is Beyond a Joke. 10 lengths away John Henry Gallion, and a similar distance away Sunny Ruby, and there's one even further back, and that's Little Bro. 49.4 the lead time as they work off the back in steady rain as they race towards the 1400, and going around to take over is Jelly Bean. Shows the way by 2 lengths over 1-2 Kenny. Now 3 back the inside is Sappy's Bright Star. Earl's Bullet Girl left the pegs to sit in the breeze. 4 back the inside is Idle Con. The Earth Moved hops into the 1-1. 2 lengths away, then is the end of a straight. Here's a City Courage, but the opening quarter of the last mile was 33. Behind City Courage, a length and a half away is Ottawa. From Beyond a Joke, who's making ground up the inside. Clean Break on the outside is last of the bunch. 15 away, John Henry Gallion. Further away, Sunny Ruby, and beaten off out of contention is Little Bro. 900 metres left to run. The Spates Trot, the third on the night, and it's Jelly Bean in control. By a length and a half on its stablemate 1-2 Kenny. Third the inside is Sappy's Bright Star. Second quarter was a 29.5. Fourth on the outside is Earl's Bullet Girl. Back on the inside is Idle Con, awaits space. In the 1-1 sit as they work their way down the side as the Earth Moved. Back on the inside Beyond a Joke. City Courage the outside. Ottawa's about to peel 3 wide. Getting onto its back is Clean Break. The rest couldn't win. 500 metres left to run. Jelly Bean off the back. A length and a half. 1-2 Kenny. Sappy's Bright Star. Earl's Bullet Girl's feeling the pinch. Back on the inside. Trying to clear traffic. Idle Con. 3 wide on those. The Earth Move. Back straight quarter 30 and 1. Running on from the back of the field is Ottawa, and also going back to the inside. Beyond a Joke and Clean Break around the turn at the 220, galloping back behind them. Beyond a Joke, down they come. Jelly Bean, 1-2 Kenny's got plenty of room up the passing lane, and Idle Con's trying to monster them again out wide. Getting to the front, 1-2 Kenny. Idle Con coming strongly out wide. 1-2 Kenny, Idle Con, 1-2 Kenny. 1-2 Kenny goes back to back from Idle Con. Jelly Bean third. Next in, Sappy's Bright Star about 5 lengths away. Then City Courage, Ottawa. Clean Break galloping after the line, not much luck tonight. Further back the Earth Moved. Then Earl's Bullet Girl. Further away John Henry Gallion. Sunny Ruby a gallop around the first bend Costa. Further back Beyond a Joke. And just clocking in Little Bro. Final quarter 30.1. They've trotted around 251.9 unofficially. 1-2 Kenny makes it 2 in a row, and the favourite gets up Jelly Bean wanted to wobble to the middle, just missed over the concluding stages by about a head. Maybe a bit closer than that as I watch the replay. Third at the line will be Jelly Bean, and Sappy's Bright Star about 5 lengths away in fourth spot, making up first fours. Who wobbled around the corner and gave her plenty of time to sprint, and she's gone back to back. 3-year-old filly by great success at a 1 under Kenny for the K Club Syndicate. Phil Williamson, the trainer, and Oamaru, Matthew Williamson in the cart, and she's a filly that is surprising me because I thought she'd take a bit more time than this, but certainly whatever she's doing now, she's going to be doing much better in about 6 months' time, and she'll hold off Idle Con, who will pick up more races. Tracy Healy does a wonderful job with these old geldings, and third across the line, Jelly Bean in front of Sappy's Bright Star. Ken Dempster will wrap it up. We're back for the fourth at 7:30.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jason. And 1-2 Kenny, beautifully bred. Matthew Williamson. He salutes for his father Phil. The filly by great success has paid $360 and $170. Idle Con's got another slasher here for Tracy Healy. Katie Cox doing the driving, 7:30 for a last start winner. And Jelly Bean in third, the 8 at 180 for the Williamson team. That one driven by Brad. Quinella paid $48.70. Trifecta's paid $290.50, $290.50, $3,212.10. Your first four with $2,376 carrying forward to the next opening treble. 5, 6 and 5. First leg, Lady Macedon. Second leg, Scottish Duchess, and the 5. 1-2 Kenny, that's $112.50. Right, triple trio. And our man, he's done the business for us so far. I'll speak of Craig the Whale Thompson. On the first leg, you need 7, Christy Brianna, who he suggested you anchor, 9, Soul Hanover, and 5, Ideal. 32.35. That's all that are live. And, of course, in the third leg of the triple trio, he said box 3 horses up, Belly Ronan, Sun Cheetah, and also Jasinski. So good luck to you if you're live. 20%. 3, 5 and 6 are the first 3 home in that third leg. Giving you a great shot at it anyway. Inside 3 minutes out from a start, race number 7, Medico 10. We're back to the Wanganui Greyhounds, and our man there, of course, is Daryl Robertson. Inside draws, well, these two went head-to-head last week, and, well, they get another opportunity here.
One better and one stronger, clocked to 17.73, which is a good run. First look at the track, and Chokdi Ellis from the 2, well, no doubt will track through. There's only about a neck between them, and no doubt possibly a good match-up again between the 1 and the 2. Call Me Ralph, the 5, at $9. The fixed odds, $4.80. You probably only get $1.80 or $2 6 months ago, but he's probably not the same dog as he was. But yeah, I've still got a lot of faith in Call Me Ralph, and I think he's still got another 2 or 3 wins left in him. His box 5 record's very good. Obviously out wide from the out wide of 5, 6, 7 and 8, all very good box form from the 4 out wide draws, but off the 5, if you can just get a clear run, Call Me Ralph, and get clear, he will wind up and come into the race. He went a good race 3 starts ago on this track from box 8, and did actually find the lead at Cambridge 2 starts ago and then drifted out of it, but that was over 457 and then back to the 375 and finishing up in 5th, but I wouldn't go writing him off, and he's a big chance in this Call Me Ralph. There's the red versus pink, and I'd say Rhoda Vegas Rara will be tough there, $1.20. Dolly Pegg's got a good box 8 record, though, to be fair. She's had 8 starts for 2 wins and 3 minors, and has done some good racing from that outside draw. But you do think that one Rhoda Vegas Rara will be very hard, especially now that it's had a run on the track, and will be very strong. Armed Forces out there in box 4, not a bad chance in this race. Went very well here 3 starts ago from box 7 and behind Super Rooster. And Call Me Ralph was in that same race as well, finishing up in 3rd, and has gone very close in tough fields to Armed Forces, and didn't show up the last couple. Went up to Manukau and didn't show up there, and didn't get into the race here last Friday, but very capable. Has clocked to 17.42. And outside at Call Me Ralph, that is a very quick time. Sir Richie gets into his favourite box 7. Box 7, a great place for him. 8 wins out of 14, and most certainly has been his best draw. And he's right in this too, Sir Richie, racing very well, finishing 3rd. 2 starts to go at the Manawa 2, and then a good second here last week and behind Potsum Tags, who's a late scratching in the next, in race number 8. And that is good form coming into this for Sir Richie. And Vicky's Quest picked up that Class 4 win 3 starts to go. A couple of tough runs in Class 5 company, but as we know, she has got good box speed and she really puts her mind to it. And it could easily get clear. Will need to, because Call Me Ralph will be looking for a bit of outside space to wind up. Starter also fresh up today for Trent Agent. She hasn't raced since the 16th of May and having her first run for Trent tonight as they lock away for the Crombie Lockwood. Kick off the place 6. Good luck with your place 6 investments. Bunny sent on its way. Ready. And racing, jumping will the inside road of Vegas. Rah along there with Chocty Ellison now looking to come round them. Call Me Ralph is nice and handy going ahead of that Armed Forces. Even wide now to Sir Richie's looking to loop around the outside. They've got away now one starter. Out wide here, Vicky's Quest the inside to Dolly Peck. They go for home and out wide. Call Me Ralph, he's back. Call Me Ralph gets up to get this all right from Chocty Ellis. Oh, great line up here for third. This could go either way. We've got to out wide. Sir Richie was flying home. Armed Forces, Sir Richie, that's very close. Could go either way. Road to Vegas, Rah was close up. Along there was Starler just in behind Vicky's Quest, and also just up ahead of that, if I didn't call it, Sir Richie wasn't too far off the action either. Well, he got to the outside. Call Me Ralph, he jumped very well. Armed Forces went ahead of it, but he got to wind up out wide. Road to Vegas Rara just wanting to come away from the rail of fraction, and Chocty Ellis got up underneath that, but coming around the bend, and Call Me Ralph found the lead and lines them up down the outside, gets up, good win. It's going to be very close here for that third placing. Number 2 will run second, Chocty Ellis. And a great line up here, Sir Richie and Armed Forces, nothing between the two, could go either way. As you can see, the head-on shot, and Call Me Ralph had plenty of room, got out to the outside to the middle. Armed Forces wasn't going to come out on it, and Call Me Ralph has shot around the outside, and he's back all right. Start number 93, win number 30 for Clarkie and Jen Clark for the Lifestyle Syndicate. Great to see him back in winning form. You'd be happy if you got the $9 on the fixed odds. 5, 2, 4 and 7. So 4 has held on for third ahead of the 7. Sir Richie, 17.64 and a run home of 10.19. 1 1/4. 1 1/4 and a nose. 5, 2, 4 and 7. And Call Me Ralph by Droopy's Marco out of Ilsab. Great to see him back in winning form. Ahead of the 2, Chocty Ellis just got underneath the Road to Vegas Rara, who just came away from the rail. And it gets that second placing, and Armed Forces gone a good race. Will grab that third placing, only just so from Kennel Mate Sir Richie. 17.64, so Call Me Ralph back in winning form. Race number 8, Alexandra Park getting fairly close, and race number 8 here at Wanganui. My numbers here 6, 2, 3 and 4, which is now down to 2, 3 and 4 because we've lost Potsum Tags has come out. So 2, 3 and 4 my numbers for race number 8 here, Greg. The Wanganui Chronicle, and time to go at 7:40.
Thanks for that, Daryl. Look forward to that one, but it is the third leg of the triple trio, and our man on course has steered us in the right direction thus far, and he has suggested we boxed up 3, 5 and 6 here. If they fill the first 3 placings, 20% will be dropping in, and it'll be a fairly healthy 20% too, Craig Thompson. Are you concerned that you haven't gone wider here? And obviously to be able to get a decent percentage, you couldn't really, but Madison's luck. Spoke to Sean McCaffrey on the show last night, and he did suggest that this horse wouldn't be out of it tonight. And of course Charlemagne is resuming, but you've got the 3 favourites, so you're in the right spot.
It's just a case of trying to narrow it down to a spend that the viewers could afford, Greg. You know, when you've only got $20 or $30, when you're playing bankers in the first 2 legs, you have to box 3 in the last. If you banker them and you took 4 or 5 runners in the last, it would be out of most viewers' range. But Greg, I do think that it's probably a case of, I think with the best 3 horses we've got, it's whether Sunshed will do it right. I'm pretty sure that Ballyroan and Jasinski will. It's more a case of the Southern mare Sunchetter getting it right on the night, but she's certainly got the right driver, and Tony Hurley are aboard. The horse on screen at the moment is Tommy Ray. Zach Butcher's got a pretty good book of drives, the likes of Rock and Roll Arden later on the program, Tiamo, Bromac. I talked to him about his drives. The first of them is Tommy Ray. Zach, you got a really good book of drives tonight. The first time in the trot, though, you drive Tommy Ray. It'll be longer odds. Barrier number 2 usually does things right, but it's a pretty tough field.
Yeah, it is a pretty tough field for him, but, as you say, he does things right. If he steps away and maybe we can run early, he's a big one-speed horse, and he does try hard, so if we can get a little gap on them and make it hard for them to catch us, we might sneak a place.
He's more known as a grass tracker, Tommy Ray. He's won 6 races, none of them at Alexandra Park, but he's one of those horses that's got pretty foolproof manners, and he'll be relying on a little bit of luck. Pretty strong field, this Tommy Ray, but good luck to Roger Villager. He's in the twilight of his career, the son of Armbro Invasion, but he's certainly got another win left in him. I marked them 6, 3, 5 and 8. I think the best rough in the race is 4A. She's trotting very well. Might be a last start in New Zealand, the mare by Love You. Understand that looking to race her offshore, Greg, so she's done a great job for Yabby Dabby Farms. This one's had only 18 starts, 5 wins, but her future lies offshore. Talked to Maurice McHenry last night in the driver's room at Cambridge. He said, listen, maybe her last start tonight. He was happy with the run last week. Went a little bit slow, but she needed the run last week. She'll strip a little fitter tonight, and her manners are pretty good. So Ballyronan, yes, a must. I thought Jasinski on a wet track always performs very well for Luck Chin. So if she'll find her way to the front, that's the way she races best. And, yeah, Sunchetter on her southern form has been in great form. So she's winner of the last 2 starts, defeating Main Divide and William Lance. Tony Hurley takes the drive for Brian Hill. So I marked them 6 on top to beat runners 3, 5 and 8. You can make a case for Madison Luck. And, of course, the 2-time dual winner in Charlemagne, even at the $8.50 quote. Very even field for the last leg of that triple trio. I understand only 32 live, playing into well over $100,000. Good luck if you're live in that last leg of the triple trio. Aaron White, fair persisting here at Alexandra Park at the moment. Last leg of the triple trio. Good luck to you if you're live.
The heavy shower through, and yes, 32.35 bags bonus as well. So if it is correct that this will be her last start in New Zealand, I'm sure that they'd love to get half the winner's stake money too, with that performance incentive bonus tonight too for Maurice McHenry. The 3 Jasinski from the front tape. She's always going to be tough in these conditions. Luck Chin. 6 Sunchetter comes north after good back-to-back Richmond victories. Tony Hurley. And 7 Madison's Luck, beaten by a 55-metre handicap over 2,200 metres last time at Cambridge. She started from 60 behind there to win 2 starts ago. She's only 25 metres behind tonight. Has to be an each-way chance. 5, 3, 6 and 7 for me to open a treble, race 4.
Yes, of course, former Northern in Australia at the moment, Aaron Mingara, did the job last week. I don't know if you caught up with that win.
Craig, last Saturday night, led all the way. Nicole Melander, she's going to have a wonderful time with Mingara. Jason and Megan did a great job with her through her career here in New Zealand. And, well, she'll certainly pick up some good stake money in Australia, and let's hope she'll come back for some of our big feature races here too in Mingara. Other Kiwis to be successful this week too. Survivor Hero, I think, having its first or second start over there, Craig, was a winner midweek. And Silla's Boy finally got a victory over there on Wednesday night as well. So plenty of Kiwis that have recently gone across, starting to certainly putting their hoofs in the till over there.
Yeah, I think, of course, Survivor Hero was trained by Todd McFarlane, I think, in the north here, Aaron, and yeah, nice to see it get a win. Yeah, Mingara will do a very good job over there. Of course, the Tees team had a win last night at Cambridge with King of Cool, straight to the front off the mobile, and never came back to them. So their team going very, very well at the moment. A nice drive by Megan, getting the money with the trotter last night. 20 seconds away from race number 4, last leg of the triple trio. Favourite now, Ballyronan, into 280 in front of the Southern Mare and Sunchetter at 360, and Jasinski for Luck Chin.
Triple trio tonight, 32.35 live. 5.79 first leg, 1.612 the second leg, to be live coming through here into the final leg of tonight's TT. Good luck to those live units. Ella's Speed, time of tickets still remaining. We've had the 2 TTs and both have jackpotted, Jules Day and here last Friday night. Ella Speed, Tommy Ray, Jasinski, the front line horses from 10 metres, Ballyronan and Sun Cheetah. 25 behind Madison's Luck and Barrier Strands released now, and they're off in the Sims Pacific Medals handicap trot. They've all come down in trotting, and the early lead will go the way of Tommy Ray, 2 lengths over Jasinski, then Ella's Speed. Sun Cheetah safely on the journey, as to Ballyronan as they hit the first corner. 4 lengths away in the field, Madison's Luck, and they're followed by Foray. And Charlemagne back last as they sweep across the showgrounds turn on their first occasion. Tommy Ray powerfully in front early, away by 5 Jasinski. 3 lengths away in the field then to Sun Cheetah as Ella's Speed rolls into a gallop. Another one that's galloped out the back was Foray. Ballyronan's up to 4th, followed through by Madison's Luck. There's 6 lengths Charlemagne, 5 lengths now to Ella's Speed back down and trotting. And Foray, the CD runner, he's now in a gap of 15 lengths back of the tail as Tommy Ray, the old boy by Umbro Invasion, Zach Butcher, with just under 2 circuits left to go, leads by 6 Jasinski, 4 lengths away in the field to Sun Cheetah and the Iceman Tony Hurley. Ballyronan and the Magic Man Morris McKendry has his back, and they're followed by Madison's Luck, 2 lengths away in the field to Charlemagne, and 10 lengths away Ella's Speed, and no chance now for Ray. Trotting into the back and Tommy Ray, still away by a good 5 lengths Jasinski, similar margin Sun Cheetah, 3 lengths Ballyronan. This lead time should be okay as well, and they click it off in 1:26.7. Back 5th is Madison's Luck, followed then by Charlemagne, the Jules winner back on a new campaign. He's last of the main group, and a good 8 to 10 lengths away to Ella's Speed, chasing hard, and a long margin for Ray. 1,400 left to go. And Tommy Ray, he's had them running along right from the word go as Zach Butcher. Away by 4 Jasinski, 2 lengths Sun Cheetah. That's in 3rd, tracked up by Ballyronan 4th. Then came Madison's Luck. And still back last of the main group, Charlemagne. And still 10 lengths away to Ella's Speed, 32 and 4 the opening quarter. Sims Pacific Medals handicap trot. And Tommy Ray first to hear the bell chime and leads away still by 4. Jasinski, Luckchin in the trail. Sun Cheetah, the Sundon mare Tony Hurley, that's currently 3rd, and Ballyronan will wait for any moves from the second favourite. They're followed by Madison's Luck, and back last is Charlemagne as they trot out to the 800 metres now in the second quarter in 32 seconds. Into the back goes Tommy Ray, still by 3.5 Jasinski. Sun Cheetah travels nicely in 3rd, Ballyronan 4th, Madison's Luck under a nice rain 5th, and 6th is Charlemagne, and still 8 to 10 lengths away Ella's Speed. They're inside the final 500. Sun Cheetah's come away from 3 back on the inside, goes up strongly now to take the lead off Tommy Ray. Ballyronan's about to hunt the second favourite down strongly. They're followed Madison's Luck around Jasinski and Charlemagne, 3rd quarter and 30.8. Sun Cheetah, Ballyronan's a half a length away, 2 lengths Madison's Luck. Tommy Ray now tiring, then Jasinski, Charlemagne but homeward bound. Sun Cheetah, Ballyronan up on the outside, 2 lengths Madison's Luck. Charlemagne drawn to the outside. It's Sun Cheetah, Ballyronan still 3/4 away. Sun Cheetah holding on, Ballyronan, Jasinski on the inside, and then Madison's Luck. Sun Cheetah will go back to back to back, and what a debut. First look at Alexandra Park as well for Sun Cheetah, and does it in fine fashion. Second Ballyronan, Jasinski 3rd, then Madison's Luck, Charlemagne. They were followed by Tommy Ray, Ella's Speed, and for Ray no chance after the early gallop. 3:32.5 off the front. We'll trim that up with the 10 metre tape. So they'll break the 3:32. No final quarter. Here it is. 30.4 was the final quarter. And Sun Cheetah sat 3 back on the inside for the Iceman. He made his move at the 600. Had the lead as they came across the showgrounds turn their final time. Ballyronan has tried very valiantly, and it'll run second. Jasinski to make up the 3rd for TT at Alexandra Park.
Official placings, race 4, the Sims Pacific Metals Handicap Trot. 653792. 653792. Horse 6, Sun Cheetah, trotted the 2,700 metres from a stand in a handicap and a net time of 3:31.7. A mile rate of 26.2. Last 861.3. The 430.4. The margins 1.5 lengths, 1.5 lengths, a half length. 653792. Race 4, the Sims Pacific Metals Handicap Trot.
Sun Cheetah back at the head of the field. Sundon 6-year-old bay mare out of Carmen Cheetah. Raced by BJ and Miss K.A. Hill, Brian Hill, the trainer and breeder from Brightwater and co-owner as well. Comes back at the head of the field. Auckland Trotting Club steward David Turner, part of the victory celebrations after Sun Cheetah makes it a winning look at Alexandra Park first time. Tony Hurley doing the driving, the Iceman, takes the 4th in good fashion. Ballyronan, the Love You Lockney Bay 4-year-old mare, gallant in defeat. Yabby Dam Farms Limited the ownership. Morris McKendry, the trainer driver out of Pukekohe. And 7 in for third, that being, I make it 3, Jasinski in for a third. The Monarchy Brown 5-year-old mare out of Levinsky. Raced by Dr. Alice Chin, along with Ms. N. Van Pra, AC Paisley, Ivan de Beek, and CJ Cross. Luck Chin, the trainer driver out of Tamahiri. 6 Sun Cheetah, $341.50, $3.40 is $20, $3.20. Trifecta, $27.60, $27.60. First 4, $136.70, $136.70. 1 and 6 are 579, 1, 6, 12, and 3, 5, and 6. And $24,601.30. The payout for the TT tonight, $24,601.30. And the Triple Trio concession, $178.80. $178.80.
The only other runner in single figures is Jackhammer at $7.40. Robbie Burns a bit ranked in the score up there for a bit, but he's in his gate. Just off the gate a touch at this stage. So round into a straight. He might have to, he's galloped Robbie Burns. And there's nothing behind him, so they're going without him here, Robbie Burns. He was roughing the score up. And he's galloping here, is galloping his way out of winning the race. First out, Mike McCade. Nothing but girls on the journey fast. Jackhammer mustered enough gate speed to hold the trail, but I'm sure not following the one Ricky May envisioned. Wider out on the track, Overos Rustler moving forward 3 wide. Alexi getting through on the inside in front of Bricky McGowan. Further away, Half Moon Bay. Black Ice and, in fact, second last Risk Factor and Robbie Burns. He can't win from there. He's 150 metres away. So down the back they go. 1,600 metres out and Mike McCade in control in the hands of Dexter Dunn. Shows the way at the mile mark. The lead time very good too, 42.9. 2 lengths in advance of Jackhammer. Alexi is 3 back the inside of Avaros Rustler, is wound up in the breeze. Then came on its back as Nothing But Girls from on the inside. Black Ice making up for ground. Bricky McDowan's in the running line, 2 lengths away, Half Moon Bay. And last of the horses with any chance tonight is Risk Factor and the favourite, Robbie Burns. Aye, Robbie, toss your tickets away. Into the straight, 12.50 out from home. And it's Mike McCade in control. The lead margin is 2 lengths on, and second, Jackhammer getting a lovely run in the trail. Opening quarter of the last mile, 32.8. Third, the outside without cover is Avaros Rustler. 3 back the inside is Alexi. 4 deep, Black Ice. On the outside, Nothing But Girls has a 1-1 and a ride home on the back of Avaros Rustler. Then came Bricky McGowan. A length and a half away, Half Moon Bay. And Risk Factor, and further away is Robbie Burns. 900 metres left to run. On the bend out of the straight, the leader remains Mike McCade. Jackhammer and Avaros Rustler at the 800 metre mark. Second quarter, 30.2. 3 back the inside, Alexi. Nothing But Girls, the 1-1. Risk Factor takes off 3 wide. About to get onto the back of that is Half Moon Bay. In the centre of these is Bricky McGowan, and that relegates Black Ice back to last as they pack up this lead group. About 6 lengths over them. Down the far side they work. Mike McCade, Risk Factor the outside. Back on the inside, Jackhammer. Then came in the 1-1 Avaros Rustler. 3 wide and driven up Half Moon Bay. Back straight quarter, 29.8. Then came Alexi. Nothing But Girls is flat. Black Ice trying to push that out of the way. Further back, Bricky McDowan on the turn. At the 220 metre mark, Risk Factor trying to monster Mike McCade. 3 lengths away, Jackhammer. Further back, running on Half Moon Bay and Alexi and Black Ice. Mike McCade, Risk Factor on the outside. Mike McCade kicking back. Risk Factor on the outside, having one last go. Hanging on, Mike McCade. Mike McCade all the way. Mike McCade beats the Risk Factor. Jackhammer about 3 lengths away third. Next in then was Black Ice getting home okay from Alexi and Half Moon Bay. Further back, Avaros Rustler, Bricky McGowan, Nothing But Girls, and Robbie Burns. He was more expensive in the alcohol. He'll be last in, 27.8 on the way home. Mike McCade at $15.90 and $2.60 these days with Billy Heads. And will get the win. Risk Factor tried very hard on the outside, but it'll go under a neck. And Jackhammer on the gate. He was back off the gate and he mixed his gate again, and he didn't want to come down either once he galloped, and there he is at the top of the screen, and yeah, he would have crossed the punters plenty tonight. But Mike McCade gets the win and improved his effort last week, first up for Billy Heads, and gets the win tonight. 6-year-old gelding by Washington VC, and have tacked a lot for the owners, M.W. McDonald and Mrs. T.A. Cartier. And Billy Heads, the trainer at Gore these days. Dexter in the cart led up in dictated terms, and 27.8 on the way home, 2:43 the overall time, so a good effort by Mike McCade to hold off Risk Factor, and third at the line, Jackhammer in front of Black Ice. We'll go back to you, Greg, after race 4, back for the 5th at 8 o'clock, where hopefully normality will resume.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jason, but he's at it again, Dexter. This time driving for Billy Heads, a Washington VC. Sires another winner, and it's win 3 at start 37. In a fresh condition, gee, you would have sworn Kirk Larson was going to go past here, but Dexter has the ability to just lift these horses. $15.90 and $2.60, $1.90 and $1.60, Jackhammer in third. $68 the Quinella, $512.60 the trifecta, 5814 first 4, 5,000. 257.60, 257.60 for the first 4. Did complete a double first leg. Let's get this result of the triple trio, and I can't wait to get back to Alexandra Park. Craig Thompson's done an incredible job here. If you followed his selections, you would have got 20% of that dividend, which is well on the way all field, but it took some guts and he's delivered. Nice work, big fella. 24,601.30, 178.80 for. We'll get to Alexandra Park. We'll make sure we see Thompson on camera too. I want to see the look on his face, because that's a terrific tipping performance there. Right, meeting code 10, race number 8. Daryl, can you find us 24,000 out of this race by any chance? Maybe?
Sorry, I can't help you there, Greg. No, not in this one. The favourite's gone, so it's going to most certainly opened it up with the favourite gone, popped some tags, and I think possibly around the MBD, B Rabbit, possibly Waterbug. I think the inside three dogs get a good chance to take advantage of the late scratching. I've popped some tags. Rhoda Vegas Junior's had the one run on the track here last Friday, and it will be much improved. We'll get a clear run with the vacant box of 6. So expect improvement from him. Start number 24. And has looked very good. The whole litter has, to be fair, and Rhoda Vegas Junior will go better for sure. Fastback King out of grade coming up to Class 5 or Class 4. Win 2 starts ago, so coming up to Class 5. But saying that, has been going along well too for young Arnie Clark. And a power token for Stevie Mark comes off the reserve bench into box 8. I labelled Stephen's chance earlier on in the night, Flash as a value bet, and totally missed the start. And he'll probably this one will probably come out running, knowing my luck. But from box 8, no power token, only Class 4. But gets his chance as he makes it into the field. Waterbug off the inside there for Lana Udy, and no luck with Vicky's Quest for Lana, but she gets a good chance here with Waterbug. Now, Waterbug's got a very good box 1 record, and she's right in this Waterbug. $6.70 the tote, so some good value. And there is a third divvy in this race, so the $1.80 for Waterbug and $1.60 for MBD for a place, not too bad. MBD won well 2 starts ago in Class 3 and 4 company, came up to Class 5, and first run in Class 5 last Friday was a very satisfactory performance off the inside draw of 2 tonight. Had the squeeze draw on that occasion, Monday, and finishing second and behind the inform Blue and Curly. So plenty of form for the 3B Rabbit, and he's a good bread and butter dog, and yep, he could get it right tonight, B Rabbit, and get the win. He had box 7 on Monday, shot round the outside and put himself into the race, and just came up short against Blue and Curly. Inazuma has also been very consistent for Brian Goldsack and Sandy Demby. Good money for Inazuma, and at $12 you are getting on the tote, $9 fixed odds. And as you can see in the form line, 3rd or 4th has been the main ingredient there for Inazuma over the last few starts, and well, I expect Inazuma to be in the top 3 or 4 today as well, and it will be getting right into the race. Has had a couple of box 2s in the squad for Arnie Clark, and 15s you are getting, and 16s for the option. So good field. Late scratching of the early favourite popped some tags. It's got 7 days. I think it was just a cut foot or just a slight, nothing major, nothing to worry about. He will be back in a couple of weeks or so. As they lock away now for the Wanganui Chronicle up there now. Race number 8. Rema in between them, Fastback King back in the field now as MBD's got back there with B Rabbit. They go for home, and Waterbug travelling well here for UD. Waterbug will get this okay from Rhoda Vegas Junior, a good runner. Then on crossing here we would have had Inazuma's got to 3rd. Good line up here for that 4th placing. The inside there, Fastback King. Out wide was O'Power Token, and MBD and B Rabbit, they didn't get into it tonight. But Waterbug, she got into it. She came out running and put a break on them too, going into that first corner and really cashing in. She's a good box 1 bitch off the inside. That's her 4th win now in the red rug. She did come away from the rail, but got into her work and comes away to pick up win number 12. Not just overall, but also on the track. Much better run, Rhoda Vegas Junior. We'll get to second here for Scott Payne and Inazuma. Another 3rd for him, and possibly Fastback King just holding down 4th from the reserve dog O'Power Token. Did go up hard, O'Power Token. Look out for that with an inside draw next time. But Waterbug shot away, and we'll cash in here for fielding trainer Lana Udy. Judge with us. 1, 5, 4 quarters by 1, 3 quarters. And Waterbug by Star Conquest out of Agent Vicky for Lana Udy. No luck with Agent Vicky, but should I say Vicky's Quest, no luck with her, but Waterbug cashes in here for Lana Udy, ahead of the 5 at Rhoda Vegas Junior and the 4 Inazuma here, Greg. Good race, and Waterbug coming out flying. Takes out race number 8 here at Hat-Trick Raceway.
122 for trainer Lana Udy. 7, 8, 1 and 6, the numbers in the next race 9. It'll be Quatty time there, 10 past 8 the start time with Daryl Robertson. We've just completed the triple trio. It's been struck for the first time in harness racing. They say in sport, Craig Thompson, you're only as good as you last for this for as long as you possibly like. That's an incredible piece of tipping by you tonight, and for anyone sitting at home that took any notice, they got themselves...
It was overdue to do something right, but yeah, hope you played into that and got a share of that $25,000. Need a little bit of luck there to get those 3 home boxed in the last leg of the trot, but yeah, Christy Brianna did a nice job, and Hidden Bad was driven well, and Tony Hurley tonight, so she will certainly continue on through the winter up here at Alexandra Park and work her way through the grades. We're playing into the pick 6 now, Greg, of course, the first leg.
Luckchin's horse just kicked back underneath, and yeah, from a 100-metre mark, there was never going to be any other result.
No, it was a little bit heart-in-the-mouth stuff, wasn't it? Sun Cheetah dashed clear, Belly Roan. Possible couple of anchors here in the pick 6 tonight. Of course, I think Mighty Flying Major going around the 5th leg tonight. He's chasing 3 out of 3 at Alexandra Park, and he looks mighty hard to beat, albeit from barrier number 8. I think it's an achievable pick 6 tonight. We might go through it quickly with you now. We've got about 5.5 minutes to that next leg. I thought Russley Haste, you can anchor on 1 ticket here, Greg. Really, this is her race to win. Barrier 3, Speak Up Clarice. They're not that quick off the gate. You'd think she'd get across. More than likely stay in front. You'd only hand her the likes of Franco Nico, Better Romance. I think she's good enough to win. If you're taking cover, maybe Franco Nico. We'll talk to Ty Mitchell later in the night, but Lock Wheels at the 400-metre mark last week, Greg, and would have definitely run Sunshield to second anyway. And I think a very good chance at the 650 punters. If you're playing into fixed odds at the moment, race 6, horse number 7 at the 650 would be certainly attractive. Djokovic, good manners, would see him go close, and Sunny Vacation won nicely last week. I thought the 3rd leg of pick 6 tonight definitely sticks it to him. Rock and Roll Arden, CU Mac and Norvik Nightowl. If you can afford to play those 4, those are runners 1, 2, 5 and 10. I think those are the 4 you need in the pick 6. I think whoever trails CU Mac has a very good winning chance, because I think his standing start manners are great and more than likely will be in front. Now, if it's Rock and Roll Arden or sticks it to him in the trail, they're going to be very competitive, and you can't leave out the back marker Norvik Nightowl on his last start performance. So play those 4. Then we get on to the 4th leg of pick 6 tonight. For me, I think it's a leg in 3. I know a lot of people anchor Cyclone Prince. For me, he's just finding one better every week, and for me, I think you need 3 runners in this leg. I'd be very happy to have Cyclone Prince, Tiamo, Bromac and Royal Council. Talked to Zach Butcher on camera earlier in the evening. He rated Tiamo Bromac as his best winning drive tonight. Now, 550 punters might be attractive. She's $7 on the tote, but there's no way in the world she'll pay $7. So if you're looking outside the favourite here in number 2, horse 7 at the 550, an attractive price. And Royal Council sectionals in the last 2 weeks have been outstanding. So for me, 2, 5, 6. Race number 9, I think you can anchor Mighty Flying Major. So that'll give us 1 leg with an anchor. And on to the trot. Runners 2, 3, 4. Zach Butcher thought runner number 6 an outside chance of winning the last. So maybe 2, 3, 4 and 6 if you've got a wider budget. For me, Amy's Invasion, the best roughie on the night, was $11 this morning, still $11 now. I thought 2,200 metres for her. Very unlucky last week in the junior drivers race. I thought she was the best value on the night. So that's a quick preview of tonight's pick 6 chasing that 40,000. Don't forget the $50,000 Quatty kicks off race number 7 tonight, and that is the Winter Cup. Russley Haste on top for me, running through most multis, clearly with Mighty Flying Major the best backed 2 tonight in upcoming races. Aaron White, race number 5, the first leg of pick 6, very hard to go past the Tony Hurley trained runner.
Yeah, you're right there. The Mark III mare runs for a performance incentive bonus tonight, was very good when runner-up 3 weeks ago, and behind Mac Tiger. Of course, prior to that did make an appearance on Jules Day. So that Jules form comes here and should be very hard to beat the 3. I've got the 5 Armbro Courage in the mix, the former Southern mare by Courage Under Fire. She won at both Ascot Park and Winton down south. Boris McKendry for the Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett team. 8 first home. Continues to race consistently well, Scott Phelan, and 6 Better Romance. Some sort of a chance here too for Zach Butcher. 3, 5, 8 and 6 for me here, Craig, in the first leg of pick 6.
Could you see an anchor in pick 6 tonight, Aaron? Is it Mighty Flying Major, or have you found something else?
No, I couldn't really find an anchor for me. Possibly, yes, Mighty Flying Major, but I think there are live chances, more than one chance in each leg of the $40,000 chase tonight.
Okay, Aaron, thanks for that. 3, 8, 4 and 6 for me in the first leg. Aaron's numbers 3, 5, 8 and 6. Through from the sports desk too. A couple of late bets on Sia Mac later on in race number 7. Have him the best back runner in the 7th. So if you're playing into that pick 6 late, make sure you have race 7, number 5, Sia Mac. Clearly a couple of large investments on him later this evening. Has brought his quote in significantly, the son of Mac 3. And of course he set that New Zealand record up for Lance with Lizzie last start at Alexandra Park. Of course they rated around about that 3:22 time, 3:21 time. So he is going very, very well at the moment. CU Mac in race number 7 tonight. That is our feature of the Winter Cup. Of course, last year taken out by Easy on the Eye, and the year before Fly Like an Eagle. So the open class paces have done a really good job last year. They went 3:20.9, came off 35 metres Easy on the Eye. Of course, trained by Stephen Reid, won by about 5.5 lengths. Fly Like an Eagle won it as a 3-year-old. So the good horses have prevailed in the Winter Cup in the last 2 years. Then beyond the mobile for race number 5 tonight. It is the first leg of that.
Inside, so the runners taking up their positions in behind the yellow bar arm. Vengeance on the unruly draw. Armbro Courage has gone to barrier 5, Morris McKendry. A daughter of Courage Under Fire, having her first start under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park after putting together a pretty good record down south. They work into the lane, first leg of pick 6. Dunstan Horse feeds mobile pace and the green light flashes. They're off and racing, and coming out strongly here was the favourite Rustly Haste with Armbro Courage, and between those Franco Nikau. Speak Up will take a spot behind those. Out wide a Better Romance working onto the stables corner around Clarius. They are followed by Vengeance. Mark Cullen first home, restrained from his wide draw back to the tail. Franco Nikau pick up drive for Peter Ferguson, takes over by 2. Up on the outside, Armbro Courage sits parked on the outside of the favourite. Rustly Haste in the 1-1 is Better Romance on the outside of Speak Up. Then Clarius 2 lengths away, Vengeance. Mark Cullen to her inside. And 2.5 lengths away to first home back at the tail. The Dunstan Horse feeds the lead time. Clicked off in 43.9. Franco Nikau, 1.5 lengths. Rustly Haste has that perfect run in the trail. And Armbro Courage obliged to sit parked now for the Magic Man, Morris McHenry. Better Romance has her back, 1-1. Then Speak Up, 3 back on the inside as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Clarius racing on the outside of Mark Cullen. Vengeance second last, and been patiently handled first home back at the tail as they swing into the lane. 1,200 metres left to go. Franco Nikau completes the first quarter in 32.2. Leads by a length over Armbro Courage, the outside, and Rustly Haste enjoying that perfect economical run in the trail. 1-1 is Better Romance at the bell. Speak Up, 3 back on the inside. Clarius 3 back in the running line for Wayne Fawcett. To its inside, Mark Cullen. Vengeance second last for Stephen Argue. And first home back last as they put the stables behind them. 850 metres left to go. Franco Nikau leads still by that 1.25 lengths. Hasn't had much pressure in the lead. Second quarter not right on the boards. Come up in 26.5. I can tell you they weren't going that quick. Armbro Courage up on the outside is parked, and back on the inside Rustly Haste. 1-1 is Better Romance. Speak Up, 3 back on the inside. Clarius on the outside of Mark Cullen. Vengeance, and 2 lengths away in the field then to first home, looking to start a 3 wide run. 500 to go. They work off the back. Franco Nikau full of running, 1.5 lengths. Rustly Haste on the outside. Armbro Courage coming out of the 1-1. Better Romance as Clarius starts to come up 4 wide. Then Speak Up, first home, Vengeance, and Mark Cullen. Third quarter, we won't give you that as they come to the corner. Franco Nikau up on the outside. Rustly Haste offers back quickly. Better Romance down the outside, and then first home, but Rustly Haste goes to the lead for the Iceman. 100 to go. Draws away stylishly, and Rustly Haste is in and in strongly. Fights for second. Better Romance will will just get it, I think, over Franco Nikau. It's a photo. Then First Home, they were followed by Mark Cullen. Armbro Courage back in the field, as too was Speak Up Vengeance and Clarius to be the last two. 46.7, 151.20. Secured the gorgeous run in transit, the Mark 3 mare for trainer-driver Tony Herlihy. Didn't worry about coming the passing lane, came on the outside of Franco Nikau, and she's lengthened beautifully in the home straight and had the race well and truly parcelled up as far out as 150 from home. Better Romance will just get up for second in front of Franco Nikau, and the fourth across will be the 8 First Home. Dunstan Horse Feeds, first leg of pick 6 to many people's anchors, Russley Haste.
Official placings, race 5, the Dunstan Horse Feeds Mobile Pace. 364,875. 364,875. Horse 3, Russley Haste paced the 2200 metres in 246.82. Mile rate of 2.2. Last 858.4, the 429.1. The margins 2 3/4 lengths, a half head, a neck. 364,875. Race 5, the Dunstan Horse Feeds Mobile Pace.
Fanfare indicating the performance incentive bonus struck by the owners of Russley Haste. Tony and Ann Parker, along with PJ Holland, JM Urquhart, KC and Mrs. DM Atkinson. Congratulations to you. Career win 4 at start 17. Trained at Papakura by Tony Hurley, the Mitavite sponsored rangeman. And the Mitavite black bike back into the victory circle here at Alexandra Park behind the Mark III Russley Fiction Bay 4-year-old mare, bred by co-owners Tony and Ann Parker. Auckland Trotting Club steward Gord Robertson, part of the victory celebrations after the win of Russley Haste. 6, Better Romance for second. The Better's Delight Jessie Grace Bay 5-year-old mare for the Woodland Stud partnership. Kieran Reid, Andy Ellis, RJ Taylor and D Hewitt. Barry Purdon trained at Clevedon, Zach Butcher. And 4, Franco Nikau for third. Lismara Nostalgic Franco 4-year-old bay gelding, raced by Emong, along with B.S. Schubert, S.J. Reid, L.C. Purdon and M.D. Harper. Stephen Reid, Simon McMullen, the trainers at Pukekohe, and a pickup drive for Peter Ferguson. Number 3, Russley Haste, $1.50 and $1.20, $1.50, $1.20. 6, Better Romance, $1.60, $1.60, and 4, Franco Nikau, $2.40, $2.40. Quinella, $5.20, $5.20. Trifecta, $46.50, $46.50. The first 4, $135.10, $135.10. 37,961.34 live units remaining in pick 6 after the first leg taken by the favourite number 3, Russley Haste.
Workout wins, has won 3 out of 4 trials, I think. Did win a qualifying trial back not too far away either, but 12 days ago. Failed to qualify on the 3rd of June, but then on the 16th of June was successful. And driven tonight by John Dunn for Gavin Smith, one of 2 Gavin has in the race. This one races in the Door owners colours. The other, Ralph Elliott, Todd Woodward on board in the Smith stable colours, and has good stand manners from what they tell me. And it did win a qualifying trial on the 3rd of June, and that was in the same heat as Boundary Row, finished 4th but did not qualify. So an even contest this one, and add in the standing start, and it makes it a very intriguing race. We're on start time for the Washington VC Pace over 2,200 metres. Change the rules. $3.180 is the favourite. Coming to barrier 2 alongside of Santana Lady. Goes rearing, and in harmony with it is Prince of Persia. Tandy Franco's really upset at the start, so this will hurt her chances, I'm sure. And it's as though she's been sent to the outside, Tandy Franco. They come in, they're away. Elliott coming across from out wide. Was one of its stablemates, that is Boundary Row. Just going a bit roughly, though. And underneath it went Spencer Gore. Torpedo also around them, so too That Cat. Will be the first half a dozen. Back on the inside of these then is Russet Northcote. Franco Noir the outside, a length and a half away, Prince of Persia. The favourite changed the rules, gets back to about 4th to last from Tandy Franco. Wider out on the track now is Boundary Row, after being green, has got itself all the way back to 2nd last. And back on the inside of that then at the tail end of the field is Madam Caesar. 1,600 metres out from home. The lead time 46, and they're running them along. Santana Lady, but now being headed off on the outside by Torpedo. So Torpedo takes over. Santana Lady Easter Trail. 3 back on the inside is Ralph Elliott. On the outside is Spencer Gore facing the breeze. Getting into the 1-1 is That Cat. Then back on the inside, then the 4 deep the inside is Russet Northcote. Franco Noir in the running line. A length and a half away. Following that is Prince of Persia. From Tandy Franco back on the inside. Second last has changed the rules. 5 lengths away then to the last one, who is Madam Caesar, in fact beaten off, is Boundary Row. Hasn't been really able to pace a step tonight. 32.7 was the opening quarter. And down towards the winning post, around to go. Torpedoes continue to have the speed on. Santana Lady sits on the leader's back. Third the outside is Spencer Gore. They leave the straight by the 900. And now coming away from the inside is Santana Lady to hop on the back of Spencer Gore, who now takes over. So it's been a messy old race. Spencer Gore now the leader. Second quarter was 28.6 and they were running. Spencer Gore now leads. Torpedoes dipped in the trail and is having a gallop going back through the field. Now getting into second spot is Prince of Persia, but hard at work. Then third on the outside as they work their way down the back, Santana Lady. Ralph Elliott, well, this has been going on, just manoeuvred around the horses going backwards and has got to 4th. 3 lengths away, Russet Northcote. From That Cat, wider out, change the rules, has got plenty to do. Off the back by the 400, further back, galloping again, Torpedo. Back straight quarter, 29 and 7. After the turn, Spencer Gore, 3 lengths, Prince of Persia is out on his feet. Ralph Elliott's running on. Round the outside, change the rules. And look at Tandy Franco come with a run round the outside. Down they come at the 200. Spencer Gore, 3 lengths of effort. Tandy Franco beats Spencer Gore, Russet Northcote and Ralph Elliott close up, changed the rules. They were followed in then by. The next on crossing was Prince of Persia. They were followed a gap away then by Santana Lady. They were followed Madam Caesar. 3.3 the last quarter. That tells the story. Stipes report will be a page and a half long here. Tandy Franco, sent to be outside at the start, has put in a massive run to get up over the top. The rumours were right. To get over the top of Spencer Gore. Russet Northcote at $20 a place will get third and change the rules, who had all sorts of traffic problems, but to be fair, so did Tandy Franco, and it's got over the top and got the money. Messy old race. Gee, there were 10 things happening at once there, and I've only got one set of binoculars. You'll find that get Tandy Franco, the 3-year-old filly by Liz Mara at a Thoroughly Franco, Fiona G. Chin. Johnny Cox and Amber Hoffman train at Westwood Beach, and the filly gets the money. Johnny Cox in the cart. They said it goes pretty good, and they were right. I'm glad I tipped it second anyway. Second over will be Spencer Gore, who did a nice effort. Still a maiden pacer, though. And third across, Russet Norcota, son of the big dog, will get third, and Josh Dickey gets some travelling at Spencer's tonight. And the next in, I think, will be Change the Rules, the favourite. But Too Good Air, Tandy Franco, some sort of effort. Tim Dempster's about to wrap it all up. Back for the sixth at 8:30.
3, 4, 12. The margin's 2 lengths, half a neck, 2 lengths. The winner's time 2:49.15, a mile rate of 2:03.7. The last 800 61.1, the 400 30.9. To check in 5:13.7, 3, 4, 12.
He and Amber, that's 34 wins this season too, so terrific performance by them both, and a big performance from this filly by Liz Mara, getting up to beat a game Spencer Gore. Race number 6 there, Forbury, 8:30. Jason has them 9, 8, 6 and 10. 3.5 minutes out from a start. We are in the first leg of the Quatty, coming to us from the River City this evening. This one over the 5:20, and you can see that Quatty pool just over $4,000. It's the first leg of a double to boot. As we get the result from Forbury Park, Tandy Franco on debut, $9.230. Bred by Spraden Lodge. Spencer Gore good in second, the 13 at 2.10, and Russet Norcota. Yes, it was Josh Dickey, normally at Alexandra Park, but he's at Forbury Park tonight. $20 for a place, and he has a drive in the last two in Sage. Must be down there trialling some horses. 5:13 Quinella, 33.30. 2,193.50 is your trifecta. 5:13 7-3 first four, $3,390.40, with just over 3,000 of that going forward to race number 6, the Southern Golden Girl Series final. Now, it's a good contest too. 9, 8, 6 and 10. And the numbers there with Jason. Let's get to Daryl, though. He's going to help us through the Quatty tonight.
Yeah, we got the Quatty home on Wednesday there, Greg. So hopefully we can do the same here tonight. This first leg, I think we've got a $4.40 favourite. Then we've got 4 dogs around the $5 mark. Speedy Feet, $5.40. And also number 8 at $5.90. And Just Smack it to 7 to 1. I'm a Catch, the reserve dog, around 6s. So outside of the 2, 3 and the 4, a fairly even field coming into this first leg of the Quatty. I've got them 7, 8, 1 and 6. Suso Socks coming up in grade, but she is racing very well. She's picked up 2 wins in the last 4 starts, and to contest that New Zealand Racing Series final, finishing up in second. Didn't show up after that, but the race here last 2 Wednesdays ago, and it got the job done from box 5, putting away a fairly strong class at 1 field. There's Suso Sock, so I think she's got a good hope in this race, but she's going to have to work hard from that wide draw. Dipsy Lala's been going along very well. Won 4 starts ago, has been up against some tough class 1 or class 2 fields the last 3, and it gets her chance to scout around the outside and